All right, welcome into the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game. We're going to have an outstanding day because I like starting the show when we got some good news. Chase McCabe off today, Dr. Crane in studio, Brando behind the board. Gentlemen, what's happening?
Oh, another day with college football slowly maybe falling, but also getting a win at the same time. So
we're going to get into that, buddy.
What would you call it, a win or a loss?
I'd call it a great day.
Okay, a good day.
I don't know how that's a loss at all. Brando, what's happening, man?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling good because I feel like that's a win.
That is a win.
Today.
We got a lot to get into. Let's get to the news that's happened just this morning, and it's the I'm still looking for it, but it's out there about the Big Ten officially has banned NFL players from returning, and now allegedly the SEC has done the same. But the SEC says if you do this, we're going to dismantle your program basically. With all these fines, we're going to take half your budget. Your coaches suspended for half the year. I mean, the SEC didn't double, triple. They quadrupled down on this, and thank God there's some intelligence happening now in college football.
Yeah, Greg Sankey said, here's the gavel. We're done with it. Here's what is taking place. 50% season suspension for head coaches, 50% of the sport's annual operating budget, and the SEC's voting privileges on business matters will be revoked. And that is according to Wilson Alexander with On3 Sports. He has confirmed that, and that is where we are now.
So are we waiting on a statement from the SEC? Is that what we're waiting on? Until I see from the SEC, I'm excited, but I can't be overly excited until I see this.
Yeah, I think that is probably what we're waiting on, is that final, stamp of approval from a guy like Greg Sankey. So we'll see.
Yeah. So we hear that's the rumor, that's the grumblings going on right now. But until the SEC comes out and says, all right, here's what we got going on, bingo with all that. And of course, Lane Kiffin's probably crying in a corner somewhere about what's going on. And the thing happened, LSU with Daquan Wright, the tight end for the Browns who wanted to be cut, go back to college. Tough. I'm sorry. If you wanted to be cut, now you're no man's land. Sorry, buddy.
There are other avenues. It's called the UFL. It's called the Canadian Football League. And it's also called playing overseas. And I know Italy has an American Football League. Might as well do that.
Well, you made a roster.
Right.
A training camp. So the chances are you can make another roster, man. But we'll get into all that throughout the show today. We'll talk more about that because I love this. College football actually kicks off tomorrow night. Austin Peay kicks off tomorrow night. Next week, this is week 0. The next week, we'll have Vandy taking on Austin Peay, Tennessee Furman, MTSU, Murray State. Also, I think Cumberland Phoenix play tomorrow night.
All right.
I'm going to look at if the NCAA, SEC keeps doing this, I'm going to start watching a little NAI because they're playing their tails off.
They are. And I feel like that's a aspect of college football that is not being truly damaged by the NIL.
Not at all. Give me Division III. Give me NAI. I just like football. We enjoy our talks with Tim Hasselbeck when he comes on here. We just like talking football and X's and O's, what's going on. It was great to talk to Tim yesterday about, Cam Ward and quarterbacks and, do you go shotgun at the half-yard line? I loved it. So I got good news. Can I give you, just give me
Please.
just give me 20 seconds.
I
tell short stories. I've come on here and griped about the red light
yes.
at McGavick Pike and Two Rivers Parkway. It's averaging 54 seconds a time. Monday, I saw a crew out there messing with the little box behind the red light. The red light now, 22 seconds. Now, I'm not saying I have the power of JoJo on the radio. I'm not saying that. But come on. I start griping. It's 54 seconds. Now it's down to 22. I've timed it 3 times.
Hold up.
Come on.
So you mean to tell me they literally rewired the strings?
I don't know.
Like Joe Dubin?
I don't know.
And also, did you have your stopwatch out? 54 seconds to 22 seconds?
I did. I counted. You know how red lights infuriate. You know this.
I know.
Chase knows it. All my friends know it, how red lights infuriate me.
Joe is like a bull when you're going for the running of the bulls. They have the Olay. That's
right.
Joe at the red light.
Could be.
You're
right.
welcome.
So it's 54 seconds, and I saw the crew at their money, and I yelled at them words of affirmation, like, hey, great job. Thanks for changing it. And, they looked at me like, who's this psycho fat bald guy, driving by? But it was 22 seconds.
I got a guy that'll get you donuts. That's you driving away.
But I don't know. I have zero power. I have zero credibility. I don't want to take credit for this, but a small voice in my head says take credit for the red light.
So can they rename that red light to like Joe Dubin Parkway?
I don't. My ultimate goal is to get a drone and blow up all red lights. No, that can't be named after a red light. No.
So would you rather have stop signs than red lights?
I don't mind the red light, but
I
a
know.
54-second red light when nobody's coming. I mean, I said words that would have made Red Fox blush. I mean, I was so upset at that, and I can't do that.
My biggest gripe when it comes to red lights is the late night red lights, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
When you're at a no man's land 4-way stop and that red light will not change. And
Yep.
you're like there for 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. Can we just change it to green? Like obviously there's nobody there. Don't they have like some sort of like metal pad underneath
They
the
should.
gravel
Little sensor.
that detects if there's
Yeah.
a car there or not?
Right.
I'm with you. Because there are times where I've had to veer off on the fork in the road
Yeah.
and just make a good old U-turn, drive right through the green light.
Yes, that's what I love to hear. Nolensville Road is famous for this. If you're going down Nolensville Road late at night and there's no traffic and a car will pull up like on a side street, the light turns red immediately. That's got to end. That's got to end. So I'm going to run. I told you my platform for president, 28, a 10-lane highway each way from Birmingham to Panama City, straight shot. It was going to be unlimited speed, but you guys are crazy. I'm not doing that. We're going to go 80's good, right? So don't go over 80. We'll give you a ticket. And no shotgun from the one.
Right.
Panama City 10, and then what's the red light? Yeah, you can't. If you're pulling off of a road, side street, that light's not, you need to wait. You need to wait your turn.
Honorable mention, just don't give away your pie for free.
Do not ever give away your pie for free. That's one thing you should learn. Never. Don't do it, man. All right, so a lot to get into today with Terry McCormick at 1 o'clock.
First off, do you feel better?
Feel a lot better.
Okay, good.
I mean, that red light, that's 30 seconds of my life I saved. Nobody cares about that but me, and I care, and that's it.
You're saving time for everybody's lives.
The Bears are going to arrive in town tonight, practice tomorrow with the Titans, and then the game Saturday at 5. It's supposed to be 97 degrees on Saturday.
What are you expecting Saturday?
Heat.
Well, minus the heat, but on the field.
I expect Cam Ward to come out and overplay, like to try to prove and do too much. Don't tell me. Look, I'm telling you this. When they say they don't listen to the radio and don't read the paper, they listen to everything. I'm telling you right now, they listen to everything. So Cam Ward's hearing the narrative about him. He's going to try to go outside and he's going to do too much. And I don't want him to do too much. Just save it for the game.
I'm kind of right there with you. Chase McCabe, our honorable boss here in these hallways and this entire building.
Just say Chase McCabe.
The suit, Chase McCabe. He even mentioned it. You don't have to wear the cape every play.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah, it's a good point.
He said it perfectly.
Yeah, you're right. I don't go out there and give me a quarter. I wouldn't mind seeing him play the first half.
Okay.
Just do that and just run the offense, right? Let's see what you can do because the passes aren't there. The running the offense is there. The mistakes are still there. You got one more game to get rid of the mistakes. So go out and play the first half.
I feel like I can take a deep breath now after hearing what Tim Hasselbeck had to say yesterday. Because my biggest gripe and biggest concern was Carnell Tate not being schemed in the offense throughout the preseason. And he said there's nothing to really worry about. You're just going through your basic, offense. You're going through all your basic formations.
Right.
You don't want to give away too much going into the regular season. It's not a concern. I don't think he didn't think it was a concern. I don't think it's a concern now hearing it from the horse's mouth because that to me, like you said, we value Tim Hasselbeck's opinion. He does a really good job at, evaluating the game in general. So that was my biggest concern. And let's just put it this way. Like you have the red light gripe. I am in the pro Julius Chestnut campaign. He's making this 53-man roster. And I will still stand by it. Probably second best runner on this team.
Okay. I'll take that. We have a call. Brando says we got a call, 615-737-1025. Gator Mike is on the phone. Gator Mike, what's happening, man?
Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, pal.
I did bond with you yesterday when you said that you will always love Fletcher's Pizza because I'm right there with you.
Always.
R.I.P. Fletcher's Pizza. I just feel sorry for did Dr. Crane ever get to experience Fletcher's Pizza?
No, sir.
Oh. Joe, they don't know what they're missing, do they?
1-star food, but 5-star everything else. Right?
That's right.
That's our 1-star world.
Paint the picture for me, Gator Mike. Is it more of a very, I'd say tavern style pizza where it's paper thin? Or are we talking, just Papa John style? What are we talking? What kind of pizza are we talking?
Papa John style.
So the pizza, Joe will agree with me on this. The pizzas were more like those Tony's pizzas, that you get at the store.
Yeah.
But they had the homemade spaghetti in the crock pot.
Right.
So like a crock pot spaghetti. They had this huge bowl that looks like you would bob apples out of for their salad. And then they had Joe, 4 or 5 dressings on there.
Easily.
But the homemade garlic bread, Joe would probably grab like 14 pieces because they sliced them about the size of a Twix bar. But it was like just garlic butter on, your regular white French bread. And, it would go through and you just go through. But it was so great, so cheap. I mean, it was just a great local family establishment to partake and support a local business. So it was so great.
It was. A lot of deals were made in that place too, man.
Yep. Hey, real quickly, I told Brandon, Joe, the worst red light, which whoever's in charge of traffic flow and the traffic czar in Nashville, I hate when you pull up to an intersection and you're in the left turn lane, right?
Yep.
And the main lanes turn green. And instead of being like a flashing yellow to turn left when the opposing traffic's coming to you and there's nobody coming, you're stuck on a red.
Yep. The worst.
Infuriates me. It's the worst.
Yeah, it is. So do what Dr. Crane does. Just get in that main lane, go down a little bit, do a UE, and next thing you know, you're in heaven.
I need to do that. That's what I need to do. But anyways, great show yesterday, Joe and Dr. Crane. Always love hearing you guys. But just want to chime in on my traffic light story today, fellas.
Well done, Getter Mike. Thanks, buddy.
You.
Appreciate you as always.
Hey, take care.
So I have an amendment to make.
Sure.
I believe I have had Fletcher's Pizza. I just looked up. Obviously, they closed in 23, but I looked up the building.
Yeah.
It's familiar.
It is familiar. Yeah. I mean, the pizza was as bad as Red Baron's pizza, but it was our pizza. It was our pizza.
The person that I was with when I had it was a man we both know,
Johnny Hobbs,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
But that was our pizza. So that's what it was. Has the SEC put out a statement yet? Anything?
I haven't seen anything. Nothing's come across my screen yet.
So how does this guy put out a thing when the SEC's not said anything yet?
Well, he confirmed his own confirmation along with.
What about Pete Thamel? Pete Thamel seems to be the guy now.
Matt Norlander, the senior writer and analyst for CBS Sports, is the one that was first on it, and then confirmed by Wilson Alexander on All 3 Sports.
And say it again, what the rules are now. Allegedly, the Big Ten came down yesterday with it.
Right.
And allegedly today, the SEC is
50% season suspension for head coaches, 50% that the sport's annual operating budget will be, I guess, reduced.
Good Lord. Okay.
SEC violating privileges on business matters will be revoked as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, you suspend my coach. All right, that's half the season. You're going to take what's the operating budget? $40 million?
Probably something along
There's
those
$20
lines.
million gone.
You got to remember this too. It says for head coaches, so that's for women's basketball, men's basketball, college football.
Did you see the LSU women's basketball? What happened?
They signed a Russian professional basketball
And then
player?
she's like, "This kid, I'm gonna sign a
Australian, right?
Ukraine,
yes.
and this is going to help kind of." And Kim Mulkey's this stupid that she thinks this is going to help the political climate of there. And what happened to the Russian player? Or one of the two quit.
Well, yeah, one of them quit and went back home.
Yeah.
The Ukrainian player quit. Her dad serves in the Ukrainian army.
All right, thank you. So they signed the Russian. No, they signed a Ukrainian first.
No, the Ukrainian transferred to LSU over the spring, but they just signed the Russian player like a few days ago. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And then Kim Mulkey said, "I think this could help the political climate back over in Europe, And
she said they could maybe help end the war.
You're joking.
No, she said that.
She said that.
Look.
And then so the Ukrainian player was like, "I'm out. I'm bouncing. See ya." How stupid is she, Kim Mulkey?
I've always believed that sports is to detach from politics and life itself.
Right.
Let's not do this.
You're
Kim
right.
Mulkey, let's not go bark up this tree.
Oh.
Because that tree is a solid oak tree.
It is.
That is not going to move or budge.
Right. It's not going to. Sports is so valuable in so many in locker room. I tell people all the time. I mean, I played with no black guys at McGavick. I played with no white guys. I just had teammates. We didn't seek. We just saw togetherness.
Family.
We all sweated the same. We all cried the same. We all celebrated the same. Everything else, we were just teammates. Anybody that plays sports knows this. But to put it on that level, my gosh.
Oh, Kim Mulkey. I guess you really want to embrace the villain aspect of college athletics.
Yeah, and
Go
she's
ahead.
doing well.
Yeah.
All right.
Thriving on all facets of the game.
All right.
Good for you.
It is. All right. Question of the day, 615-737-1025. Today's National Dog Day. So we need you guys and gals to text in 615-737-1025. The name of your dog, maybe a dog's passed away, and what made that puppy special. We want it. Today's National Dog Day. Dogs make us happy. They make us feel so great. And my shout out is she was the ugliest dog that ever walked earth. Her name was Lizzie, but she was absolutely beautiful. Her ugliness was her charm. And I was on the show when she died a year and a half ago, devastated. So that's mine. We want to hear from you because they make you smile. You got one?
Yeah, my dog Louie and Bear. One was my brother's, one was mine. But
which one's yours?
With a black lab and a chocolate brown lab. So
which one was yours?
The black lab.
What the name?
Louie.
Louie.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunate. He passed away from like a cancer 4 years ago. 5. Yeah.
How old is Louie?
He was 14.
Oh man, it's a decent life for him, right?
Pretty good life. And when we were younger, I'd go with my grandparents to the grocery store, buy a T-bone steak, grill a T-bone steak for the both of them, feed them fettuccine. These dogs were table scrap dogs.
Sounds like it.
They
right?
ate well.
Sorry about Louie. Brando, you got one? You got a puppy dog or a dog that you say goodbye to?
I don't. I've never had a dog.
Brando.
We'll have to change that.
Brando.
I know.
I get it. It's okay. It's okay. Do you have a cat?
When I was very, very small, her name was Sadie.
Okay.
I was like maybe 2 when she passed, so I don't remember too much about her. But
okay, Brando.
she lived a good long life, 14 years, I think. So
that's okay. All right, Brando. All right, I feel bad for Brando. We gotta get him a dog, right?
I know. That's so we got to change this.
Get him a dog and name it. We'll figure out a name for your dog there, Brando.
Yeah, we'll workshop some names.
We'll do that. 615-737-1025. That's National Dog Day. Want to hear if the dog that's passed away or still around, what dog that made you smile, made you happy. Talk about your dog. And again, we'll get into the Titans and a few more things that happen today. It's a great day, man. It is a great day right here. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show right here at 102.5 The Game.
Now, who's this? Wait a minute.
Chase off today. I'm not, is this Starwood Dreams, I think?
I'll give you Tennessee live
Yeah.
at Starwood.
I love it.
Love it, man. That's good.
Little
Got a new
teaser.
album out called Louisiana Girls. Maybe you should look that up too as well.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, it's really good. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show. Chase off today. Dr. Crane here. Brando behind the board. Let's go back to our phones. Our question of the day is National Dog Day. Shout out to your dog. What makes them special? What make you love them? Here's our dog, Hair Middle Henry. Welcome in, Bubba.
What's going on, boys? Hey, funny enough, I'm sitting here wearing my Fletcher's pizza T-shirt as Mike makes that call. And thank God it's not National Pig Day or Dr. Crane would be on the hot seat. So,
Love it.
listen, well, I've got two Cavapoos, Bodie and Willow. They're the most loving little dogs. They follow us around. They're licking us constantly. There's the two most loving dogs. But the reason I called was I know we did the whole Dolly tribute yesterday.
Yes.
But I wanted to tell you a funny story, and it kind of involves sports. So she and Johnny Carson were great friends, as Joe well knows. And Brando and Dr. Crane, I'm pretty sure you've never seen this bit, but he used to do a character called Karnak the Magnificent. And he was a soothsayer from the East and a mind reader, and he wore this big red hat with a feather on it. It looked like an oversized stuffed pincushion. So he comes in one night, and what he would do is he would hold an envelope to his head and say a few words and try to guess if the envelope was right. And I'll give you an example. Like he held the envelope to his head, and he said, "Sis, boom, ba." He opens the envelope. He says, "What does a sheep do before it explodes?" You know, that kind of humor.
Right?
So,
right.
He comes up with this one. He says, "A grand slam, a triple, catchers, first baseman, Dolly Parton." He opens up the envelope and he says, "What are two big hits, two big mitts, and a country music singer?" And dude, I could not stop laughing. Couldn't. So I'm telling you, Brando, Dr. Crane, get on YouTube and go down the Karnak the Magnificent wormhole. You will laugh till your stomach hurts.
I sure will. See ya.
All right. That's
Gosh,
just
I'll have to
boom,
look
ba.
that up because I mean Johnny Carson has his own TV channel on Roku,
He does.
and I watch it from time to time.
That's right.
But I have to watch that one
Just
specifically.
pop in the YouTube and see where it is there. I was happy that I watched the CBS Evening News last night just to see what their Dolly coverage would be. Like the first 14 minutes of the national news was about Dolly. I was like, good. Finally, some good news. I mean, it's not good news she passed away, but her legacy was so good, right? And it was just, I was like, 14 minutes. CBS now, they've never done that. Was she the last universally loved celebrity?
There might be one or two out there
Who?
still. I mean,
I was racking my brain like, who's the most universally loved celebrity left?
You wouldn't include Willie Nelson?
Maybe. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
mean,
a good
he's
one. I think about that.
globally
Stevie
known.
Wonder.
Yeah.
Throw him in there.
Stevie Wonder's good. I like that. You can't criticize them. They're all love the Lord, love the music, love the people. That's good. Yeah. Anybody else?
I'm trying to think. Maybe Elton John?
Elton's pretty good. Yeah. All right. This is not bad.
We're getting
Universally loved.
Paul McCartney?
Paul McCartney. All
I
right.
mean, Ringo Starr, the Beatles.
Look at you going
were-
down. Keep going.
Well, I'm,
I like this.
trying to go back in my brain here. I mean, we're talking universally loved musicians and artists. Yes.
Just universally loved celebrity. It doesn't mean
Michael
anything.
Jordan.
Yeah,
I mean, his brand is global.
it is. Is he universally liked, I guess? Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
caused any problem.
I mean, if we go soccer, Lionel Messi, universally liked.
Okay. But nothing on the level of a Dolly, right? Nothing on that level.
Nah, I mean, Dolly's up there.
Right? I mean, are we missing something here on that?
No.
Not on that level.
No, Dolly is top notch. She's up there on her own shelf,
Right.
on the bookshelf.
Willie Nelson's a good one. I mean, that's universally loved. But you can't compare them to Dolly because she was on, you're right, she's on a whole other. I mean, she was retired to the rafters years ago.
I mean, you look at the Imagination Library with all the books included. She's at the very top of that bookshelf, just sitting by herself.
Do you see
Because-
what it's up to? 330 million.
Are you kidding? me?
330. Yeah. Somebody sent me a note yesterday. I was like, hey, it's 330 million.
Wow. So instead of 270, now it's 330.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Is it not? It's crazy, man, to do all that.
And we found out yesterday after, news broke that she was battling a quiet term of cancer. So they didn't want to bring that to light, but God rest her soul.
Absolutely. Our question today is, it's today's National Dog Day, and we're going to pay homage to your puppy dog. If they've passed away, let us know. We got another call?
Yep. John on the line.
Take it, buddy.
John, what you got for us about Dolly? John. Going once.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, John.
Okay, there you go. When I was growing up, my mom worked for a company called Showbiz, which changed the multimedia, but they produced all these half-hour country music shows back in the day. National on the Road, the Bobby Goldsboro Show, and the Dolly and Porter Wagner Show. And so I would get to go down there sometimes for tapings when they needed set pieces where they wanted kids like dancing around or whatever, clapping to the music. And so I got to meet Dolly on a few occasions, and she was always so genuine and so nice. I don't care if she was talking to another country music star that was on the show or talking to a little dorky 7-year-old kid. She was so genuine. I just wanted to I couldn't call in yesterday, so I just wanted to point that out today.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, John, for that. We appreciate you calling in, man. That's the kind of the common denominator is like she just out of this world, genuine and gracious and so nice.
Again, I was never fortunate enough to meet Dolly, but from listening to the conversations and the stories people tell, it seems like she wanted to make sure you were the biggest person in the room and not her. And I just think that just speaks volumes.
Who's the biggest celebrity you ever met?
I met a good handful of people. I mean, maybe Vince Gill's up there.
Okay.
I'd probably go Vince Gill. I mean, that close, actually getting to talk to him.
Yeah.
And shake his hand and take a picture. Yeah, for sure, Vince Gill.
Did you ever get yelled at by Faye Dunaway?
No.
So one of my first things ever in TV, I was cameraman. We did an interview with Faye Dunaway, and I was setting up light. There was 3 or 4 people there setting up lights, and a 2-camera shoot, and everything where to go. And so I set the light up. So I kind of stood back there, and she said, "Excuse me." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "What do you do?" I said, "I set the lights up," and she's like, "Okay, we don't need you. We're good," and then kicked me out of the room. Faye Dunaway. You ever heard of Faye Dunaway?
No, I have not.
Famous actress. Kicked me out of the room. Very rude to me.
Wow.
But I was like, okay, whatever.
I mean, include the Warring brothers if we're doing that. I mean, I have never met Tim McGraw directly, but I've seen him in the same room as me. So, yeah.
Why don't you say something to him? Scared?
No, it wasn't the right setting for it.
What do you consider a right setting?
Well, I'll tell you off the air why it was not the right setting. I don't want to say it on the
Okay, we got it then. The ACC has come out now. They're trying to get part of this party.
According to Pete Thamel, he has said that the ACC athletic directors met today, and there's momentum for a few steps to include the ACC board's approval and these leagues.
So Daquan Wright, the tight end from Cleveland that says, "Cut me, I'm going to LSU." Is he on the team? Did he make it to Baton Rouge? I hope he's not on the team.
I mean, gosh. I'm not sure what's really going on with that because we're kind of still in a limbo of waiting for the SEC to, I guess, confirm these percentages.
Sure.
Because if that is the case, then no need to see Daquan Wright go towards LSU and play for them this season, rather than try to find a different avenue like the UFL or CFL. But if the SEC doesn't confirm these, then I would assume they attempt at it, right?
I mean, there's all these reports that they're going to do this, but there's no report from the SEC like, hey, we're doing this.
I need to hear it from the man himself, Greg Sankey. That's where I need to hear it from.
Right. Yeah, and nothing so far.
Nothing.
But it's all out there. I mean, these guys aren't – I hope not in that report.
Now, another issue I have with the reporting from Pete Thamel, the wording of it is when he says joining the ACC or ACC's joining the Big Ten and SEC and banning NFL players. Well, in that report we read from On3, it was talking about coaches as a whole across the conference, including other sports like women's basketball, men's basketball. This just explicitly says NFL players.
Right.
So what does that mean for college women's and men's basketball?
Great point. We don't know yet. So we'll see.
Does it sound like the ACC is trying to say, hey, that's kind of our sport. We want to make sure that we can kind of get the cream of the crop talents across, the world.
How about common sense?
I mean, yeah.
How about it's wrong?
But again,
that's it. It's wrong. We think this is stupid. Stay away from college. You didn't make it in the NFL. That's on you. Not our fault. Bye.
Yes, but you have general managers in college athletics that are finagling the system and wanting to bring in somewhat professional rejects back to college so they can create more money, more revenue, and be, greedy.
Is there one besides LSU that I haven't seen?
I mean, no, not that to my knowledge, but I'm saying you include all these general managers now, they're going to find ways, and coaches are going to find ways to bring these players back in. Maybe, obviously college football may not be the case, but I'm talking about basketball, because that's what I'm worried about now. Not including college basketball in that little ACC snippet there from Pete Thamel.
Right.
A little concerning.
Well, here's the headline last night. SEC draws rule to stop NFL, NBA, WNBA players from returning. But then there's no announcement from the league. And so I need that announcement from Greg Sankey to say, all right, we agreed. Here we go.
Like, I understand National Predators tickets are going on sale here pretty soon. But, Greg, look, you got some bigger stuff at hand here.
He just called Sean Henry. They're buddies.
I know, but he's a big Preds fan. I get it. But we got to make sure football is all situated for
You're
the
right.
fall.
All right. We'll take another break. Come back. Lots more to get into. Terry McCormick, 1 o'clock, as the Bears are making their way to town. Joint practice tomorrow. And, of course, the game Saturday at 5 o'clock at Nissan Stadium. Speaking of Titans at Nissan Stadium, I got an email today that's very concerning from the Titans. And I'm going to tell you what it is when we come back.
Okay.
Look very quizzical. I like that. It's a good. Yeah. That's a good. You could be an actor. I like that. Well done. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show brought to you by the Omni National Hotel right on 102.5 The Game. Hold it. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game. It's a fantastic, beautiful day that the Lord has provided us. Thanks to all the reactions yesterday on the passing of Dolly Parton. We really appreciate all the calls and texts, everybody that came in. And unfortunately, that was the focus of our show yesterday because we never want to have a show focus on somebody passing away. But it's all the tributes coming to Dolly and everything. It's just she's number one on the Mount Rushmore, man. She's number one, and I saw that was a lot of this morning, people talking about it. We've talked about the Mount Rushmore of Tennessee for years on this show. It's simple. It's 4 people, and that's it. It's Dolly, Pat Summitt, Wilma Rudolph, Tina Turner. The only state in the union that's got 4 women on the Mount Rushmore. Nobody comes close. Elvis is not from here. He's from Mississippi. Oprah's not from here. Davy Crockett would get some votes. Andrew Jackson's not from here. Just get out of here. So the 4 that stayed there. So anyway, thanks for everything for yesterday, everybody. That was with the calls.
Yeah, I think Eric Ainge summed it up perfectly yesterday. He said, I came to Tennessee from Oregon in 2004. I learned quickly, here are the untouchables. John Ward, Peyton Manning, the Lord, Pat Summitt, and Dolly Parton. And
it's pretty good, man.
And not in any order is what he was saying. But, obviously paying his respects to the great Dolly Parton as well.
All right, now follow me on this. Maybe I'm missing the boat here on this one, and I don't know if I hope I am. The Titans sent out an email today, and they announced a CJ2K ticket offer for the opening game. Titans announced CJ2K ticket offer, $28 tickets for September 13 versus the Jets. $5 from each ticket benefits Vanderbilt ALS Research Center. Beautiful. Love it. God bless them. Chris Johnson inducted the Ring of Honor during halftime of the game. Here's my thing. I got a feeling there are no tickets sold for this game. Am I wrong about this? I like what they're doing. I don't mind that. But you said you take away the $5 for the research, it's $23 for an NFL game. Is nobody going to this game? I mean, it's opening game of the National Football League. And I get it. They're 2 very bad football teams, but still.
Do you want the rough number from SeatPick?
Yeah.
Roughly 37,000 plus available seats for that game.
How many? Don't they have like 4? Well, I guess if you got 40,000 roughly season ticket holders. Oh, man. That's bad.
Just put that into perspective. If you have roughly 37,000 seats available on the secondary market.
Right.
Yeah.
If this team goes 3-14 and they're bad again, and you got a new stadium happening, I mean, people are going to go because it's a new. I get that. How long does that love affair last if that team's terrible?
Once again, I go back to my corporate spiel. This team feels not like the Tennessee Titans. It feels like a corporate ensemble now. And I don't want to sound rude because I grew up watching the Titans. I grew up being a fan of this team.
Okay.
The jerseys, obviously, you're trying to do a little bit of a throwback homage to Houston Oilers, Tennessee Oilers. I get that. That's a great way to do it. But this Music City rivalry uniform, they're trying to break away from that red a little bit, trying to pay homage to the navy blue jerseys. The helmet's cool, but the jersey, it just feels too corporate for me. I see the jersey the jersey numbers reminds me of the Los Angeles Rams, where it has that very circular font. Like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It just doesn't feel like the Titans. And I feel like that's the same thing with the fan base. It just doesn't feel like the Titans of the early 2000s. And with saying that, you're going to have fans that come and go, and you bring in this new wave of people moving to Tennessee from the Californias, the New Yorks, the Floridas, the Texas, the Missouris, the Oklahomas, all NFL football, the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, let's buy season tickets. You're grabbing a different demographic. You're grabbing a different crowd, not your local fans that have been with this team through and through since the very beginning.
That's a good point. It hit me odd. Like, we haven't sold tickets. I firmly believe you should honor Chris Johnson and his battle for ALS 100%. But it was just hit me odd, like $23 tickets for your open. Maybe I just remember the opening games when this team got here. And it's like, you couldn't get in.
Yeah, there was hype all about it.
Right. You couldn't get in at all.
And I don't want to sound rude or a negative Nelly about this team because I'm a fan. I love watching the team. I love watching these players play. But at the same time, make it relatable to the fan that's been there since the very beginning.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that connection.
I mean, upper deck, is that where I just don't know. I just never thought and see this, right? And you tell me there's 37,000.
Well, according to SeatPick, it says the list roughly 37,000 available seats for this matchup on the secondary market.
What's the least expensive ticket for that opening game?
Least expensive ticket is, if I can go, let's see, $27. Yeah. So it's in the upper level in 344, row double F, seat 5.
Just one ticket? Well, if it's just one ticket, then that's no big deal.
Yeah, it's just $1 less than the promotion. But again, that number probably doesn't go towards the $5.
What's the highest ticket for the opening game, Jets versus the Titans? I'm just curious about this after coming off the Titans email on honoring Chris Johnson, paying $28 to get I just $28 to go see an NFL game when ticket prices are usually in the hundreds.
The highest ticket price that I see on the secondary market is front row. It's in section 136 behind the Titans bench. $815.
$815
on the secondary market.
See that
Front row, 50-yard line behind the Titans bench.
What happened to your voice?
Sorry,
See a little frog over
I
there?
got choked up over here, man.
You got choked up by bad ticket prices?
Yeah.
So what
makes my pocket hurt.
I hope it's sold out. Hope the Titans pound the Jets. They win 1-0. And we have a whole week of talking about, hey, this team is now 1-0. When's the last time they started 1-0?
2020, Denver.
2020. That's right. Because 21 they lost to the Cardinals. 22 lost to the Saints was one of those years. 23 was the Saints.
22 was, let's see, doesn't pop up immediately. Why is that?
Cardinals 21. 25 last year was Denver.
Giants. That was like 21-20 comeback in the second half.
That's right. So it was the Giants, and it was the Saints in 23, which they should have won. They lost that game.
Yep, 16-15.
And then 24 was at
The
Chicago.
Bears. That was the Will Levis debacle.
The old flip 6 that happened.
And then lost to the Broncos last year in week 1 from the, would you say, bad play selections from?
Well, they lost 20-12.
I know.
So they were in the game.
That was the elbow 2-foot conversation.
And then Brian Callahan going for it with 19 seconds on the clock and they'll get the ball down the field. That guy, thank God he's gone. 23 was Vrabel's last year. Played the Saints down there. 22, they blew it. 21 was Taylor Lewan couldn't block you. And he gave up like 8 sacks. And they awful.
You know, when I saw him at the PBR on that Friday night, pretty lean. I mean, if he had to go back on the field, I probably could do it.
He was done when he signed his contract.
I'm just saying, if I had to go up against him in like a practice, full padded, I think I might be able to.
I think you'd still pound your face in the ground.
Half a man. I think I'd be all right.
Okay. But yeah, he was done when he signed his contract. You can tell he was done. They got injured versus the Bills in that year, and he was done. He was done. Goodbye and over with. So that's what happened. So the ticket price there, I'm just very curious about that because it's just, I never seen that low ticket prices for an NFL game.
But again, I feel like they're the fans that have been with this team from the very beginning that are in a little bit of a limbo because they've seen we've seen this Titans team not win week 1. They're just probably trying to make their investment, their money back for the rest of the season. Because that's a lot of what these season ticket holders do. They're probably selling their tickets this entire season for the most part to pay off their season tickets for the new stadium next year.
Right.
I mean, that's what a lot of people do.
Can you imagine how bad it'll be if they lose to the Jets?
Oh,
I mean, you lose to what is probably the worst team in football, your home opener, and you're 0-1.
Well, all right. This is perfect because you've covered this team from the very beginning.
Yeah, buddy.
What would the magnitude be for this game if they lose? Like, where would you put that in the rankings of probably the worst losses in franchise history?
It would be top. I'd have to be in the top 3.
Really?
I think so. And I think the 2 other disappointing losses were the Ravens Super Bowl, the 2000, 2008. Ravens won in 2000, but the 2008 when they had the Ravens here and lost. Those 2 games were devastating to the Titans. There might be some others down the line, but those 2, now you got a new regime, feeling good about yourself, stadium next door the next year, opening game versus a bad football team, and you lose that game? I mean, it might be number 1.
And the Jets, let's be fair, Joe.
Well, Super Bowl's on another level.
Right.
It's a Super Bowl, so that's retired. But the 2000, 2008 to the Ravens, and then this one would be up there.
Let's put it in perspective real fast before we go to break, and that is the Jets have Geno Smith as their quarterback. And backing him up is Cade Klubnik from
Clemson.
Clemson.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you have Arvell Reese as one of the right, and he with the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
He's one of the edge rushers. So I mean, you still have Garrett Wilson as one of the wide receivers. You hope Alontae Taylor can lock him up in that sense, but they're a team that's in shambles a little bit. They don't even know their true identity. It's the Jets. The Jets have always been the Jets.
Right.
So if you're the Titans, you have to be able to capitalize on it.
You can't lose. You just can't lose to them.
No.
All the way that was the New York Titans as used to be. And so you can't, that's an opening. And people are like, oh, there's other big, that is the most important game right now in this franchise's history. It is, because it's the next one. It's that simple. Then you add everything on top of it of why it's important, and everything pours into it. It's just really, really bad. All right, we'll take a break here, come back, and take your phone calls and texts. Today's National Dog Day. So we want to hear from you about your dog, what made your dog special. Hopefully it's still around. And we celebrate National Dog Day today for all that. 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe Show right here, 1025 The Game. All right, welcome, man. We are jamming today. I love this music, Brando. Oh, man, that's awesome. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show. Feeling good today. A lot of reaction about the Titans. We'll get Terry McCormick at 1 o'clock. We'll talk to Terry about all things Titans as well. But reaction about the tickets and the opening game and what's going on and what the football team is doing. And so it's a topic, man. We're only 32 cities in the country that get to talk about this and do this with a team in your backyard. And there's still a lot of passion for this football team, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. On the text line, Dave on the text line says the new jerseys look like AI slop, saying somebody went on, one of those AI facilities or whatever and just click make. It's just gross. I'm kind of with Dave on that a little bit.
That's funny.
It was almost like you got like the Pinterest boards. You ever seen those before?
Yeah.
People grab stuff off Pinterest boards and put them together. It's kind of what that was.
Why'd you do your hands that way?
Because I'm Italian and I speak with my hands. Is that a problem?
Same way. All right, I get it.
Let's see. Dylan Antioch says Dr. Crane is right about this team. Hasn't felt like the Titans since the last 5 to 6 years, which it's valid. I mean, that's when they had the very beginnings of that newer revamped version of the Titans uniforms.
Yeah.
Right? It was more crisp and more pointed. And
is this like The Office when they incorporated the Scranton incorporated the other branch, the Stanford branch that shut down?
Utica,
whatever it was.
Yeah.
They came in and just didn't feel right.
No, it's more like when Jim goes to the Utica branch and meets Andy for the first time. They're all playing Modern Warfare in the office. Like, Jim, what are you running? Sniper class.
That's it.
Are you kidding me?
It just doesn't
on this map
feel right. It feels different.
Out of place. Feels like this team feels like they're from, I don't know, middle of Oklahoma, and they revamped itself to Tennessee. Because there's nothing in Oklahoma. That's why.
You better shut your mouth, pal. There's plenty in Oklahoma.
There is.
Reba, Vince Gill.
You're right.
The tall guy from Brooks and Dunn.
Rest in peace, Toby Keith as well.
Toby Keith.
Yep.
Garth.
Yep.
I can go on and on. But Carrie Underwood, little Miss Carrie Underwood.
Is she from Oklahoma?
She is.
I didn't know that.
We'll get Mr. Mike Fisher to beat your face in for putting down his wife's hometown or state. What else we got on the text line?
Yeah, we're just going to continue here. Nevada Josh says, are these cheap tickets through Ticketmaster or Nissan? Y'all know I probably don't, and no, they're there for secondary markets. So wherever you get your tickets. So there you have for that. Let's see here. Mark in Clarksville responded to you about trying to figure out what that team was. That was the Giants. Trying to figure out.
The 2022.
Yep. Now let's see here. 2104 says they've already. Let's see. Not about the conversation. Okay, never mind then. Let's see. 5546 says the Tennessee Titans cannot beat the New York Jets. I'm going to bet the farm on the Jets. Well,
really?
If you have a farm with a couple cattle, just give me one of your cows. I'd love to have one.
If we see the Bears in this performance and the first team get pushed around again, and I like all these Titan reporters like, well, the joint practices, the Titans look great on Friday. Whatever. They're in the game Sunday. Your number ones got your tail kicked up and down the field. It was 16-3, Seahawks number 2 versus the Titans number 1. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. I've said it to Connor. I've said it to Jake. I've even said it to you and Brandon and Parker and whoever. I don't care about joint practices anymore. I am only going to look at what I see on the field for preseason, and I will evaluate from that. Because if you're going to have a tempered environment to where coaches can run anything off their scripted plays, say, hey, blow the whistle, 3rd and 15, this is what we're going to run here against their ones, against our ones. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's a coin flip at that point. What are you truly getting out of that besides the coaches looking at certain coverages and fronts on the defensive side of the ball and also just formations on the offensive side? You're getting nothing. And I get, you go up against different people. I understand that. But when you're in a tempered environment like that and you can kind of, throw a flag here and there on your own discretion, that doesn't work. That doesn't prepare you for football on Sundays. I'm sorry.
You okay?
It frustrates me. I can't help it.
No, I'm good. I'm
sorry.
I like the passion. I'm not going to disagree with you. I like the passion.
That's why I think when you have guys like Julius Chestnut who shine in the light on Sundays against the Seattle Seahawks, running the ball efficiently, and even to the Titans kind of validated my point last night. They tweeted a post about Chestnut and Bones Fossil saying he's one of the best special teams guys he's ever been around.
Good.
To me, that's perfect. You need a multifaceted player that can play offense, special teams. That's how you become a really good football team. When you have multiple players, or you have a player that can do multiple things on the field, position-wise.
I dig it.
I love it.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back. Terry McCormick from TitanInsider.com will join us the latest on the Titans with the Bears. Should be arriving in town here momentarily. Join practice tomorrow, and of course the game Saturday at Nissan Stadium at 5:00. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, where we'll be tomorrow at Bar Lines. Come down and say hi to us right here on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome into hour number 2 of the Chase and Big Joe Show right here, 102.5 The Game. Chase McCabe off today. We'll be back tomorrow as we're live from the Omni downtown. Dr. Crane studio. Brando behind the board. Let's bring one of our good friends to the show, the great Terry McCormick from TitanInsider.com. Terry, good afternoon to you. Are you ready for the Bears, Terry?
I'm ready. I'm ready because it means it'll be the end of the preseason, so we can finally get to the regular season.
Oh, my goodness. We were talking earlier, and I don't know if you saw the email about the tickets for the Chris Johnson, the opening game, are $28, $5 donated to the ALS, which is fantastic. I've never seen ticket prices, Terry, that low for an opening game. Am I missing something with all this? Because usually I'm seeing ticket prices $300, $400, $500, sold out game because it's the opening game. To me, this is a little alarming, a tad.
Yeah, I mean, it tells me the game's not a sellout. And, you know, look at it. I mean, you got two of the worst teams in the league from last year taking on each other. So, you know, it's not the most attractive matchup around the league. So I can certainly understand why it wouldn't be a sellout.
Well, you know, but Titans fans are pretty good. Opening games are usually sold out, and there's excitement. I just, reading that email, I was like, I don't want to say it was desperate, but it's kind of like, hey, we got these tickets, come down. I understand marketing. I just didn't think I'd see a ticket for a Titan game at $28.
Yeah, I mean, usually if you see one that low, it's on the aftermarket, you know, when they're playing out the string in December.
Right.
Jaguars. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I get all that. All right, so the Bears are in town. And listen, Caleb Williams is a lot like Cam Ward, number 1 pick. You're putting the franchise around him. Terry, what do you think Cam Ward could learn from Caleb Williams?
That's a good question. I think Caleb Williams got better last year. Maybe it was the Bears offensive line that got better, but Caleb Williams got a lot better last year. Look at the decrease in sack numbers that the Bears went from his rookie year in 2024 to last year. That's one of the major reasons that they went from, you know, last place into the playoffs. You know, it's one of the things that, you know, was a big turning point for them. And I think, you know, I don't know that Cam Ward is the same type of quarterback that Caleb Williams is in terms of, you know, just overall talent. You know, Caleb Williams was a guy that was very, very heralded coming out of Southern Cal his last year. And he was a guy that, you know, a lot of people said, this is the next superstar, you know, and, you know, whether you're tagged with that and live up to it or you're tagged with that and you don't, it's you know, it's something that gets thrown around a lot, you know, every few years. Cam Ward was not really that way, but I think what Cam Ward can learn from Caleb Williams is, you know, I think Caleb Williams grew up last year. I think he matured a little bit. I think what you want to see out of Cam Ward is maturing as a quarterback, you know, in terms of his decision making and just how he plays the game overall.
Terry McCormick's on the line with this. Terry, when it comes to maturing and getting better, the Titans ones on the defense went up against the Seattle twos on Sunday, that big old run up the middle, and then there was that blown coverage that had Elijah Arroyo in for 6. What needs to improve on the defensive side of the ball going into Chicago for this Bears game this weekend?
Well, I think some of it was just, you know, miscommunication, missed run fits, gap fits, and things like that, the things that sometimes happen in preseason. But that said, it was still pretty embarrassing against backups to be dominated like that on those couple of plays. You know, I think it's kind of back to the drawing board for these guys to, you know, kind of make amends for that, because, you know, you're now getting very close to the regular season. You're deciding who you're going to roll with and who you're going to let go. And the joint practice in this preseason game, you know, usually a lot of people regard the last preseason game as a throwaway game, but I think the Titans need to make some kind of statement. You know, they don't necessarily have to win the game because preseason games don't matter in that regard, but they need to give a better performance than they have in the first 2 games, where the first string unit going up against backups, both against the 49ers and Seahawks, were kind of lacking.
Yeah, how would you evaluate that, Terry, if that does happen on Saturday with the Titans, if they're playing their ones, kind of like how the narrative has been the entire preseason? Chicago thinks it's a throwaway game, and, you know, the Titans look fantastic. They put up 30 points. How would you evaluate that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, you know, I still think you would take that over another lackluster performance. another sluggish performance from Cam Ward in the offense, or defense giving up big plays and miscommunication in the secondary. I think you want to see the execution be there. You want to see them play good, crisp football. I don't care if they're lined up against Antioch High School. You want to see good, crisp football being played by this team as they head into the regular season.
Terry, you've covered this team for a long time. You know a lot of people inside that building, some that no longer with us, some are still in there and all that. So with that being said, I mean, you hear the grumblings. Are there little grumblings about Cam Ward and about his development and what he can and can't do?
Well, I think I think they're still in the latter portions of the honeymoon phase because you've got a new coaching staff. It's not the same coaching staff that tried to develop him last year. You've got Brian Dable, you've got Shea Tierney, you've got Robert Saleh, as headed over everything. And I think, for that point, I think, the honeymoon phase is still there. I think where the honeymoon phase is starting to wane is with the fan base, where they're not seeing market improvement from Cam on a consistent basis. They're seeing it once in a while, but they're not seeing it consistently. And that's been the thing that has really held the Titans back, not just with Cam, but over the years. I mean, think about it. How many times over the course of Marcus Mariota's career were the fans were really encouraged. They thought he was going to be the guy. And then, then he would lull back and, or he would get hurt. And it just didn't happen. And it was the same way with Vince Young. It was the same way with Jake Locker. And it was the same way with Will Levis. It was just, you would occasionally see flashes of, hey, this could be the guy. But then other times you go, what's going on here? It's not consistently improving.
I'm with you at all that. So, the Jets game is happening on September the 13th. That's the one that's the, you're worried about and all that. But what do we need to do? We need to see something from Cam Saturday, Terry, to kind of ease the concerns a little bit? Because look, I think he's a fantastic quarterback. I watched him in college. I think he's got a heck of an arm. And I think sometimes he's learned to go out on his own because he's had to prove out on his own that, hey, I'm a quarterback. He got 0 stars out of high school. Nobody believed in him, and everything he's gone out and got it himself. So is there a little bit of something we need to see from him on Saturday? It's like, all right, we're going to be okay. Or maybe we'll just wait to the first game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you want to see something out of him. I think you want to see, not running out of the back of the pocket and fumbling the ball when he's under duress, or you want to see him set his feet the right way and make throws that are on time and catchable for the receivers, and you want to see the receivers step up and help him out. I mean, let's be honest here, Joe. When you look at this Titans offense, I think they've scored 2 touchdowns in the 2 preseason games. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
They scored on the very first drive with Cam Ward, and then they scored Sunday night with Will Levis.
Yes.
Both of those drives, what did they do? It wasn't the pass game that got them down the field. It was the run game.
Right, yeah.
I think you want to see the pass game step up and contribute something in the scoring drives beyond what we've seen so far in the preseason.
Terry McCormick with TitansInsiders.com is on the line with us. Terry, when it comes to, this team and the pass protection, we obviously haven't seen the best out of guys like Tajay Spears and Nick Singleton. Obviously, you don't want Tony Pollard back there pass blocking for Cam Ward in some cases. But one player that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb in this conversation is Julius Chestnut. Obviously, you have Bones Fossil commenting high praise on him yesterday after practice. But also, he's been running the ball efficiently throughout the preseason. I mean, where do you see him lying on this roster after all of this is said and done?
I think he probably makes the 53. I mean, I think, he's one of those guys that, you just can't keep. He's a survivor. You just can't count him out. There are 5 players left that John Robinson drafted or signed on this roster. 5. And Julius Chestnut and Mason Kinsey are 2 of them.
Oh, my gosh.
That's crazy.
The other 3 are Jeffrey Simmons, Amani Hooker, and Morgan Cox.
Oh, my gosh. And he was here, 22 was his last year here. That's terrible.
Yes. Hey, there are only 12 left from when Rand Carthon was here.
Okay. And you wonder why you've won 6 games in 2 years. All right.
try to skip a generation at that point. No, Terry, adding on to that, just for pass protection purposes, we haven't heard a lot from the offensive line. Seems like Dan Moore Jr. and J.C. Latham are maturing as those corner pieces to the left and right tackle of the offensive line. What have you liked out of their performances throughout the preseason?
I like what the first group has done, especially establishing the run. And I think, when you can run the football, you keep a lot of the pressure off of your quarterback, because if you can get to 2nd and 5, 3rd and 2, that's a whole lot more manageable for a quarterback when he has to throw it than if you're always in 2nd and 8, or if you have a penalty and you're in 1st and 15 and that sort of stuff. You still see the backup linemen have struggles with that on occasion, but the starting offensive line has looked pretty good thus far. Not been a lot of penalties, and they've, run blocked very well. And, the pass protection's been pretty decent as well. I think Carmen Brasillo is getting what he can get out of these guys. I think the next step is just now you got to develop 3 or 4 guys who can be bench players, in case one of those guys go down. Offensive line plays sort of like this, sort of like what I've always heard. It's sort of like umpiring and driving. If you're not talking about it, it's going good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Kind of circling this conversation back to Cam Ward. When you look at and Joe mentioned this yesterday with Tim Hasselback, when you look at his pocket awareness and also the ball security aspect of that, how can Cam Ward improve on that level of his game?
Well, I think what he has to do is not be so quick to escape the pocket. I think, the pockets he's had for the most part have been pretty good. I think the line has held up pretty decently, and I think he's got to set his feet and make the throws. I've heard, if you watch some of the Kurt Warner video and his analysis of Cam Ward that he put out yesterday, a lot of that is spot on as to why he's having some of the problems he's having with accuracy and things like that, because he'll point his foot one way and try to throw the ball another way. And Warner says, he's got the arm talent to do that, but it would be so much better if he lined his feet up and pointed both of them at the target when he lets go of the ball.
Yeah, he's kind of treating it like a shortstop in baseball.
Exactly. And that's fine for when you're under duress, but when you take a 5-step drop and you're going to hit Wan'Dale Robinson with a 6-yard pass, you don't need to do all that. Just get your back foot in the ground, push off, and throw towards your target.
That's a great. That's what we've talked about for 2 weeks. All right, Terry, I'm good with Will Levis. I've seen enough. I don't need to see him play Saturday. I'm done. It's Cam Ward, Trubisky. I don't think they should even waste snaps to Will Levis on Saturday.
Well, Joe, know this. There's 2 things. One, if they let Will Levis go, somebody will pick him up and he'll do really well there. I'm 100% convinced.
We know that, yes.
I'm 100% convinced that he still has the talent to be a decent quarterback in this league. And if the Titans move on from him, it will almost certainly happen. And 2, and this is something you probably hadn't thought of, Joe, if you can't find a trade partner and you dump him on the waiver wire, the New York Jets quarterback room is not exactly the most robust in the league.
Right.
They could put in a claim for Will Levis and say, okay, spill your guts. Tell us what they're going to try to do to us.
Well, remember, there was a certain Titans draftee in 2018, the quarterback that they cut, and then the team they were playing the next week picked him up. Was that not Luke Falk?
I think it was.
And then the Dolphins picked him up, and Vrabel was asked about that, and he was kind of like, I don't care. They were basically like, I don't care. And that's when Matt LaFleur was offensive coordinator. Like, I don't care. Basically, it's kind of like Luke didn't really comprehend the offense while he was here, so we're pretty sure he's not going to tell the Dolphins anything down there. But it's a good play, right?
Yeah, it is a good play. By the way, I've got a little something for you, Joe.
Okay.
Since you like NFL history, and you might want to, I don't know if John McClain knows this or not, because it was actually before his time too. But I was reading about this way back when the NFL and the AFL were merging when they agreed in 1966 to merge. There were a couple of sticking points because the Giants had the Jets in New York, and they did not want to share. They initially did not want to share the market. Same thing with the 49ers, didn't want to share the market with the Raiders. So the league was scrambling, looking for places to possibly move the Raiders and the Jets. the talk was that they would send the Raiders to Portland, Oregon if the Giants and 49ers wouldn't relent, and that the Jets would be sent to play in the brand new Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee. Could you imagine if that had happened?
Holy cow. No. That means Broadway Joe would have been Bill Street Joe.
Exactly.
Wow. I did not know. I mean, I knew that the Jets were originally called the Titans, and then they had to didn't they have to do something, get the name from them when they came here?
It may have, or it may be that the league owns the copyright to the name.
Yeah, but that's interesting. Yeah, the Jets to the Liberty Bowl. Oh, and the Raiders in Portland, that would have never worked.
Yeah, but the 49ers, the Giants eventually relented and allowed those teams to stay in their market and share it with them. I read where the reason was the Giants owner at the time, Wellington Mara. He recognized that Joe Namath was one of the faces of the league and was very popular, and that he figured it would be better press for his team to share the market with the Jets rather than run the Jets and Namath out of town.
Brilliant. I mean, exactly right. I still think right now that Joe Namath is the most important person that's ever played the game of professional football. There's not a doubt in my mind because of what he brought to New York and winning the Super Bowl and the AFL, NFL. He's the most. And Steve Green, what's the guy's name? Steve Greenberg on ESPN.
Mike Greenberg.
Agree. We had him on. He agrees as well that Joe Namath is the most important football player ever. You talk about Red Grange. I think Jim Brown's impactful, but I think at the same time it is Joe Namath the most important.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, probably for different reasons, obviously, but probably impact-wise, sort of along the lines of how Jackie Robinson impacted baseball.
Yeah, I could see that very well.
Terry, last one for me real fast. When you mentioned Will Levis just there, how can Mike Borgonzi in this front office capitalize on players that are maybe not going to make the roster, but also use them as potentially a trade piece with the waiver wire?
I think there may be a few guys that you could trade away. I mean, Levis might have a little bit of trade value if somebody who's way down in the waiver claim wants to take a chance on it, if the Titans decide not to keep him. But the problem you got there is that the Colts are trying to get rid of Anthony Richardson. There's rumors that the Vikings are already trying to get rid of J.J. McCarthy. So there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks out there, and it may be harder to get something for him than it would have been otherwise.
That's interesting. I mean, it's always about the quarterback. At the end of the day, that's all we care about is the quarterback, right? That's it.
That's it.
All right, Terry, thank you. We appreciate you. Again, where can people find your coverage?
All right. Go to TerryMC13 or go to MainStreetMedia.com.
There we go. Terry, thanks as always, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, Terry McCormick, been covering this team a long time, so we value his opinion. Folks, ESPN has done something today that just came out an hour and a half ago that Dr. Crane and I are finding very bizarre. ESPN has done something. You want to hear this because once you hear it, you'll be like, what in the world? Is this what we're talking about? That's all next. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel right here on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe Show. Jamming to some new music that just came out. We love this. Thanks to Terry McCormick, as we're talking Titans, and the first game is quickly approaching. Let's go to the phone line now. Let's bring in Dylan. Dylan in Antioch. How are we, buddy?
Hey, guys, I'm good. Dr. Crane mentioned the corporate thing earlier, and it really got me thinking. You remember before Vrabel got fired, I think Kuharski or TD had a report about how Amy wanted the facility to feel like a happier place, or you remember that? It was something like that.
Like family oriented. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And, that's got to be like a huge red flag when you talk about corporate. I mean, look, I work in the office. That gives me the same vibes of like people, I don't know, watching how long you're away from your desk or getting coffee. And I mean, it's a Fortune 500 thing, like owning a football team. I get that. I do. But at the end of the day, it's running a football team. And that whole thing, happier facility, and I did not like that. And that really, I've been thinking about that whole corporate thing, and I could not agree more. But I just wanted to get that call in, and thank you guys.
Wait, hold on. Are there people actually time you when you go get coffee?
I have worked at places in the past where if you're gone from your desk too long, you get that little Teams. Your team starts to go yellow,
right?
And then it's like, oh, well, you haven't touched your mouth. What are you doing? So if you got a corporate vibe going around an NFL facility, that just can't be good.
You're exactly right, man.
Dylan, just a heads up on those Teams events that you have on your computer. Set a clock timer every like 25 minutes. It'll vibrate your desk and then vibrate the mouse, so it acts like you're moving the mouse. So just a heads up. I've been down that road, so you're welcome.
All right, guys. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Dylan. When I worked in the corporate world before I came here, I'd put up fake meetings on my Teams and all. So it was my calendar, right? Busy. And when I was at home, I'd just go play with my dog.
I'm out on a job.
I was the worst corporate employee that's ever existed. Nothing comes close. Awful. And then the Teams, the Zoom, you have the Teams meetings, and there's always that one person. All right, we done here? Hey, just one more. And you're like, if I could stab you through the screen, I would try to.
Well, see, like when I was in college in Zoom University throughout that COVID era,
right?
Going for MTSU, I was just so bored with the lectures. And like all I needed was the material. I learned through the material. I read it. I did all the exercises that they made us do on the computer. And I was like, I get nothing out of this. Just why are we – and
right.
No, nothing against any of the lectures. I feel like some of them were
That's fine.
Were meant
it's okay
for
to gripe a little bit. We all do it.
But they had the whole little mouse thing. I was like, all right, I'm just going to mute.
That's brilliant.
I'm going to mute my mic. I'm going to set a vibrating timer on my laptop or on my desk, and it just goes off every 25 minutes.
So there are now companies. I read that if you have a meeting within the company, you're at home, you have to turn your camera on.
I don't have that technology. I'm from way back when.
No, you turn your camera on, pal.
I don't think they have that in Oklahoma.
You turn that camera on. We got to see what you look like. And I like that. I couldn't do hybrid. I can't do it. No. To go to office when there's 183 people there and there's 3 people there and everybody's at home. Is the sound of the humming of the air conditioner drove me insane. It's that white noise. It's
or the ceiling fan that just had that weird crick in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Not really, but yeah.
You go, wee, wee, wee. You didn't hear none of that?
No.
No. Yeah, it happened a lot in my Zoom calls for classes. I'm like, this is not, no.
I was in a high rise. I watched storms roll in. And I was like, just take me with you. Just take me with you, storm.
I don't know if you've ever done this, but like in a Zoom call, if you like, I did this throughout college when we actually had to have the camera on. I was like, yeah, good to see you guys. And I like framed myself. I did the screenshot tactic and I just uploaded the screenshot. I think my camera's frozen And so I just mute my camera, and that
You
would work.
are a little rat bastard. That is ingenious.
Well, I mean, look, you got to get out of the lecture somehow.
That you would actually take a screenshot of you being frozen.
Well, no, every class that you had to introduce yourself. Hey, how you doing? So-and-so, hi. And then you'd freeze, but continue talking.
Oh,
and it would like freeze the camera. It was great.
can you still do that?
I don't think so. No, they've done the updates to where you can't upload just a still picture, but I'd have to go and research it. But again, that's what Zoom University was about.
I got a whole new level of respect for you. Again, you're the most interesting man in the world. I'm 28 years old.
Don't get me wrong. I would rather be outside learning my class if I'm in a Zoom call. I don't want to be stuck inside on a computer in AC all day. I can't do that. I just can't. I got to be doing something.
I love it. Do we have a call?
We do. I'm sorry. We have John on the line. John, go ahead.
Hey, John.
Not John. I apologize.
Who is it?
Lance in Clarksville.
Lance.
Excuse me. I read the wrong text.
How are y'all doing? I haven't been called John in a long time.
Sorry.
You're Lance to us. That's my bad.
Sorry, Lance.
It's okay, man. I was going to talk about quarterbacks, but you guys started talking about just working at home and stuff.
Right.
Well, I'm retired now, but I used to be a plant manager at a production facility. And the home office, they were all working from home because, they were spatial. So we got 150 people working around the clock, and we're all, expendable to get COVID, do everything else, but they stay at home. So they did that for a couple of years. And, one time I had to have a meeting with this girl that was just out of college, and I called her on a Friday, and she was going to call me back. She never did till Monday. So I called her back on Monday, and because she never called me. And I said, can you turn on the camera so I can show you? Now, mind you, this is 11 o'clock in the morning, and she's supposed to be working.
Right.
And she says to me, I can't. And I said, why can't you? She said, because I'm still in my pajamas. And I'm going, well, son of a... Here I am trying to get something done. You won't call me back, and you're lazing around. And then another one, my controller, he was working, and this other controller, they were on a controller Zoom call, and the one controller was sitting on his couch, pulling in the Z's with the camera on him. So that Zoom call and everything else, and trying to get those people back to work, like pulling teeth.
Oh yes.
Some of them got fired because they wouldn't come back to work.
I'm with you on that, man.
But what I was going to say about the Titans, I just wanted to ask this question: does Robert Saleh have the authority when he got hired to tell them that Cam needs to sit and Mitch needs to quarterback and he needs to learn sitting? Because I got a bad feeling that Cam Ward is going to be a bust because he just needs to learn. And if we do this in a few years, we're going to be drafting a quarterback again.
It's a good point.
I wouldn't have taken that job if I didn't have the ability to say, if my livelihood was tied to Cam Ward.
Well, let me ask you this: what if Cam Ward's better than Trubisky? Then what do you do then?
You play Cam Ward, but the best one needs to play.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. You're right. That's a great call. Great, thank you.
Cam's already fumbled the ball twice, being an idiot this year, and you think you would learn from last year, but
yeah, you're right, John. Thank you for the evaluation, man.
Lance,
Appreciate you.
it's Lance.
Damn it.
Some of it was John. Huh?
Lance, I got it now. Thank you, Lance.
Uh-huh.
All right, see you, pal.
Oh,
Lance, like I'm the. Never pay attention to the show, man.
I am.
Stop worrying about trying to get out of Zoom calls.
I don't have to do those anymore, thank goodness.
I think Robert Saleh has complete control. But let me ask you this. We'll talk to it. Are we late for the break? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, no, we are. Let's answer this. But what if he does that, right? And Mitch Trubisky's better than Cam? what message do you send out if Mitch beats Cam to everything? I mean, then are you wrong because you picked him number one? I mean, there are different levels of tentacles here, which aren't good.
No.
Now thanks a lot, Lance. Now you got me going on this rabbit hole. We'll answer the other side. I mean, what Robert Saleh do? Because it's a PR nightmare, but you got to win games. All right, we'll talk about that when we come back. Chase McCabe off today, Dr. Crane in the studio. Brando Bigsby behind the board. Having a lot of fun. Right here, 615-737-1025. You make the show go. We want to hear from you right here on 1025 The Game.
To say, especially when it's round 6 at night in that sunset heat, just so right, oh so right.
There we go. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show. We're driving down to the Keys. Put this song on and let it go. Oh, I all day on this, Brando. You know why?
You got a hit.
Here we go. We need our man Luke Combs. Luke, give me a call. I'll give you the song. We'll make some money and have some good times.
This song's a hit, man.
Thank
I
you,
don't care
buddy.
anybody says. This is the best song.
I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
told you I wrote when I was going through my severe depression. I wrote that song.
I mean,
I just read something like, what makes you happy? And I'm like, the Keys, the open air, the football. I mean,
that's gospel to the soul,
right? It is. And so that's what I found something like what makes me smile, and driving that bridge from Miami to Key West makes me happy. It makes me happy.
When you released the album Sunset Dream, excuse me, I was listening to it from
Starwood
Dream. Sorry, I got the sunsets in my brain, but from Clarksville to Nashville, when doing the Cats, I'd listen to the album just to kind of get a good vibe of it.
My good friend Leland Crow, man, came up with all that, put it together, and you could make your own music. We wrote all the words. All the words are ours. You plug in what you want to hear, and it takes off. You've doing it. Chase is doing it. Chase has a song on my album. This came up. It's a great song called Dear Me. I mean, it's fun, right? So all this is being creative, and their apps I'm doing all the I read a thing with Dr. Dre yesterday. He's using AI. He's using AI, right? To play so it's just the words are ours, but we want to hear the music. Just plug it in.
Should we reach out to our friend Ice Cube?
Reach out to anybody.
I mean, he came on the show before last year when he's introducing the Big Three.
Right. Yeah.
Should we give him
Might
a call?
as well, right?
Hey.
Ernest, Luke Combs, all our buddies out there that listen, Uncle Cracker, all our guys.
Come on, Big Ern.
We got those songs out there to do that. We got off track. It was my fault. ESPN has done something.
Yes.
Do you want to explain to the people?
I'm disgusted.
It's really stupid.
To be fair, we all grew up with the ESPN Top 10 Sports Center. We all love that, right?
Right.
That's what made sports.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the best plays of it all. At the bottom, you had the ticker, right?
Yeah.
ESPN is getting rid of the ticker during college football games to create more of a cleaner presentation. Again, I heard Brandon back behind the glass. Why? Yes. Why are we doing this? That is a staple to American sports culture.
But I know the reasons to make it cleaner, but why? I mean, there's another reason why, because we're watching this game like, oh, wait, Kansas is tied with Kansas State late in the fourth. Switch over? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know. I cannot follow any other games on the bottom ticker. If there's a game going on ESPN2 and I'm watching ESPN, say it's Mississippi State versus Arkansas, and that game's 34-35 with 2 minutes left, and Mississippi State's down by 1.
Wait, why'd you do the score backwards? Don't ever do that.
I know.
Again.
I just
okay.
It was just off the top of my head. Whatever. They're down by 1 point,
right?
And there's 2 minutes left. I want to watch that game, but I don't know. I now have to use my phone and try to figure it out. But again, that's what they want you to do. They want you to use their app so they can generate more money that way.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. I mean, this has gone to a digital world that everybody told us that you'd be able to cut the cord and watch things on digital platforms, and it'll be cheaper than cable. Well, guess what? I am a 28-year-old young man, did not cut the cord, and I am paying a lot less from what I had supposed to have with the digital aspect of it.
What do you have? I have YouTube TV.
Xfinity.
Okay. I'm happy with YouTube TV. I don't mind that, but I'm not paying for ESPN Plus. I'll pay. Take that back. I paid for it because I like to watch the official coach of the Chase and Big Joe show, hit all their games on ESPN Plus. So I'll watch it that way. My heart is with MTSU football. With that, that's first and foremost. But I just don't understand the thinking of it. It was great to watch the bottom of this. And now, when I grew up, there were no scores on the side. There were no bugs on the side or at the bottom, and there were no replays, and you didn't know what the score was. Then they finally put the score at the bottom, and then from there on, they added more and more things that went on. And so it was, but I grew up with none of that. But now you get used to it. It's like, oh, I like that. The fact that the ticker's going is just asinine.
It makes no sense because I thought ESPN did a really good job throughout the years. And I think we know the score bug way back in the day when it was the ESPN score bug at the very top of the screen.
Right.
And you had the bottom ticker of all the other games. I thought that was the most beautiful presentation ever because that was when they had Brent Musburger in his prime. That was the good, the black, the red, and the just rich gold colors of ESPN. You don't have that really much anymore.
Is it just college football? Are they for NFL?
From what I read in Front Office Sports, from what I could read from the article, it's just college football.
Well, I just don't understand. Leave things how they are. Why are we doing this? It's like shotgun from the half-yard line.
Oh,
it's like, why? Explain that to me. Explain that to me, which is not, we're not talking about the shot, but overall, like, explain the ticker. I just don't get it, why we got to mess with things.
So, Joe, when a man and a woman, no, I'm joking. It was a joke.
My God, it's a family show. How dare you?
That's what the ticker is, man.
Did
It
you
is
have,
a staple.
you went to a private school? Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, I know.
Did you have sex education in high school?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
We
So
didn't have it at McGowan.
it was my
Trial and error. That's what we had at McCormick.
That's
Oh my
not good
gosh.
advice, but whatever.
Right.
No, my second semester or the second half of the year, my maybe junior or senior, one of the 2 years. Yeah, her name was Miss Hoots, and she.
Oh, I know her. Her daughter was my intern.
That's right,
Mary
Yeah,
Francis.
That's right.
She was fantastic.
Yeah.
She's in Chattanooga now,
good for her.
working for the mayor or something down there. She was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, so her mom was the sex education teacher.
Really?
Well, they all were at school, by the way.
Wow. Why to your junior year? Didn't you figure it out by your junior year what was going on?
I think it was more of a parent situation.
Should you have it your freshman year, or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, I know.
going in, right?
Yep.
That's a whole other 4-hour show that we could do. All right.
Probably won't get there.
We're late to the break. We'll talk more. What are your thoughts about the ticker going away? 615-737-1025. And what else is just pissing you off today that you're taking away from us? We want to hear from you right here. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Yacht Rock Saturday night, is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the new music coming in today. Dear me. Written by the one incomparable young man from Bellevue, Tennessee, one Chase McCabe. These are fun, man. Everybody should do it. Get and start writing stuff. I tell you, man, it's just an endorphin for your brain. It makes your brain just feel good. All that. It's great. You've written some too.
I have.
Except the song you sent me was like 7 minutes long. It's
good. It's 4.5. I did it on purpose. I wanted it to be 4.5.
Why 4.5?
Because every time I listen to a song, it's like 2:30, 3 minutes. Like,
okay.
I know there's a reason why, but I want a song that goes the distance.
Okay. Unlike the guy who wrote the song himself. Hey-oh. All right. This is what's a fun show today. We have a good time that's going on today. Well, the Bears are coming to town, right?
The Bears.
You know who played for the Bears from 81 to 84? Hey guys, how's it going? It's great to talk to you guys today. From how's it going, guys? Today, he's a former Coach Fisher, former Bear player.
What do you think happened in between that time for his voice change?
He got out of football and got relaxed, and the stress is gone. And then his football team, the arena football team, wins a championship.
Yeah.
So damn, yeah, he's feeling good about that.
Good for him. Good for Jeff Fisher.
I mean, all that stress. I mean, you know, I've talked to the coach quite a bit and other coaches about even at, you know, college coaches and NFL level. I don't think we understand the stress that those – I know you sign up, you get paid millions. I get all that, but there's a lot of stress on you for that job.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, yes. I mean, even the trajectory he had with his career, his playing career and then coaching, having the evolution of quarterbacks with the Titans as well. You had Steve McNair and then Vince Young to follow. Well, in between you had Billy Volek, right?
Kerry Collins. A lot of drama. I'm telling you, I wasn't a coach, but working in TV and covering Pac-Man Jones exhausted me. That guy was an absolute jackass, and anybody who defends him at that time, I got a problem with that. You know, I heard he's changed and found the Lord and things, but at that time, man, it was and so to be a head coach, I can only imagine what Pac-Man Jones put Jeff Fisher through.
Oh my! I mean, that's probably where a lot of Jeff Fisher's gray hair came from. To be fair, I mean, yeah, Adam Pac-Man Jones, you really didn't know what you were going to get on Sundays, which was a blessing and a curse,
right?
Because he was such an electric punt returner in some cases, kick returner, and then he would do something stupid off the field, or he'd do something that would get a 15-yard penalty on the field. Obviously, he would go and hug the goalpost and slide down.
Yeah,
that was a big
great talent. It was great. I mean, but the off the field stuff. I mean, you know, I get a call at 3 a.m. He's been arrested in Murfreesboro because he spit on a girl at a club. I think it was city limits. So you got to get up and go down. I mean, it was just constant with that guy. And then so I'm sure there's other stories we didn't hear about that are hidden and put aside about Pac-Man Jones that went on. But we had never dealt with that in the media, and now here all this is going on. And
there's a quote somewhere out there when I was going into school one day. It was in the wintertime. I don't know why, but I just remember watching the news and hearing them say a quote from Pac-Man Jones. Somebody quoted it saying, yeah, he said that I'm not going to name the place in Nashville, but an adult place in Nashville has the best steak after 11 p.m. And I was like, wow, that is a quote from a football player here in Nashville. That's what is really grabbing the headlines.
A real quick story. Kenny Britt got in trouble at a club on 2nd Avenue called Club Karma, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got in trouble. So nobody knew what that club was. So I think it was John Glennon went down there because there were some other things going on, like guys getting in trouble. It's like, all right, I'm going to go down there and just, investigate, which is fine. And the rumor has it when he's down there, he runs into Jeff Fisher. That was the rumor. I don't know if Coach can confirm or deny this. I hope it's true. The fact you go clubbing and you're feeling good about yourself on a Friday night in downtown Nashville and you're bobbing and you're having a good time and hanging out with your boys, and then look over and there's Jeff Fisher. I mean, check it out. The club. But listen, if I was a coach, even if I do the same thing, why are my guy, slap you on the hand and say, stay away from that place is not enough. I'm going to go down and see why you're getting in trouble.
Yeah, be the coach and chaperone the situation. There you go. Why not? Hey, leave room for Jesus now. Let's leave room for Jesus in between.
Right. Oh man. It's funny about seeing people out. The day Peyton Manning's with the Colts signed a huge deal, like 2004, 5. And he was at the Boundary, right? It was used to a restaurant over on West End. And he was behind us at a bar with some friends. And there were guys next to me. He said, he's on the ticker. It's Peyton Manning, and he's like 5 feet behind us, right? So this guy's like, I'm going to go over and tell him that he never beat Florida. I don't care how much money he's got. And I stood up, I said, listen, man, don't. Well, I'm going to go tell. I said, no, don't. Because you look amazingly stupid. You think Peyton Manning cares what, Johnny dumbass at this bar thinks? Just leave him alone. Leave Peyton Manning alone. Don't go over and bother him. He signs this. It might have been the largest deal ever in the NFL, and he was at the Boundary that night.
So what did he say exactly, Joe? I got to hear it from Peyton's mouth.
Well, Peyton didn't say anything.
Right.
He's having a good time.
But if he did.
He's like, man, let me buy a drink or something else going on right there because I was the Coles and Tony Dungy. That's what he'd say. So anyway, I stopped the guy. I was like, leave him. Don't go over there.
Yeah, leave him be.
Do you think he cares what you think because he didn't beat Florida and he's at Tennessee?
He just signed a $200-something-odd million contract.
Leave him alone. I don't know. And I'm not defending Peyton Manning. Because, man, Coach Fulmer says when to go in the run, I said, Joey can't just run deep on that ball. He says, I'll get open somehow. And I said, watch out, Joey. There's the ball.
Why does Peyton sound drunk every time you speak?
He's not. But Peyton and Elvis Presley are the same person. I'm telling you right now.
I mean,
I'm not sure that's Archie's son. I think that's Elvis's son. I do.
Now that's a conspiracy theory.
I think
that.
And I think Peyton was born in 76, 77, right before Elvis passed. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Elvis and Peyton Manning sound exactly the same. Look into it, man. I'm just telling you, bro.
That's fair.
I think we're late for a break.
We are getting back on track before we go. Set this up. You mentioned before, if Robert Saleh starts Mitchell Trubisky over Cam Ward, what does that mean for Robert Saleh, and what does that mean for the Titans going forward?
And PR.
We'll get into that.
Send it out, buddy.
In the final hour of the Chase and McJoe Show on 102.5 The Game.
All right, welcome back to the third and final hour of the Chase and Big Joe show right here, 102.5 The Game. Chase McCabe off today. Dr. Crane in studio. Brando behind the board. Again, 615-737-1025. Our audience, all day is great, but 12 to 3, you guys were fantastic. Shout out to our guy at Six Pack Coverage, Andrew Grayson, who's listening and loving the show today. Andrew, we appreciate you. We will see you soon, buddy. Soon with that. All right, so we had a call earlier talk about benching Cam Ward for Trubisky if Trubisky's playing better than Cam Ward. And my thing was that would be the absolute PR nightmare for the Tennessee Titans. Nothing would come on the field. Nothing would come close to having Trubisky beating out Cam Ward. Nothing, right? Am I missing this point?
No, and you mentioned it earlier this week and last week. I don't care if he's in at 5 a.m. That's what you say. I don't care if he's in.
Well, the broadcast, it's always, every time, it's like, well, he's the first guy in the building. I don't care. Be the first guy to lead the damn team on a scoring drive and win a game. Yep. That's what I care about.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's all about wins and losses.
Right.
It's not about, hey, I clocked in at 5:01. Man, you're 1 minute late. You can't be here.
Right.
I clocked in at 4:59. Now, that's what we're looking for.
Right.
This is the atmosphere Amy Adams Strunk wants to strive for over here at Titans facilities for sure. No, not at all. Not at all. And another thing I don't like is, I guess you could say it's on the Titans Twitter, is really like the aura. You see that? It was like the last preseason game. It's like Cam Ward has the aura.
I didn't see that. I would have commented on that.
It's on like the Twitter. I don't care about the aura. I'm sorry.
Did they tweet that out? The Titans tweeted something about having Cam's back the other day. I'm like, that's an odd tweet to put out there.
Let me find the tweet. I have to go back on my Twitter, but it was like something about the aura or something like that.
Well, they put something out like, we stand behind Cam, which is fine. I mean, I think he's going to be an okay quarterback. I just got to start seeing it at some point. And the caller's like, what would, does Robert Saleh have the control to say, I need to bench Cam Ward for Mitchell Trubisky? PR-wise is a nightmare. What does it say? I can't
Aura off the charts with the chart emoji going up.
All right. So, but is that about the jersey, though? Or is that about Cam Ward?
Both. I mean, if you got Cam Ward the center of that picture, I mean, it's got to be something about it.
And Tim Hausman yesterday was like, well, the concern is still the ball security is still there. The drifting out of the pocket still there. Holding the ball forever still. I mean, there's a lot of still concerns there.
We heard Terry McCormick earlier saying the pockets have been clean for the most part.
Right.
It's about Cam Ward knowing when to step up in the pocket. And that's something that Tim Hasselbeck mentioned too.
Yeah.
Step up in the pocket. If you see a young quarterback that's drifting out in the pocket, that's not good at all. That's actually the worst thing you could probably do.
You keep as I said to Tim, like his lineman, if a pass rush, I am taught to shove you as far out as I can. But if my quarterback is drifting 15, 18 yards back, I'm shoving the defender into my quarterback. It's not going to work. He's going to get sacked. And they're going to look at me like, how did you do that? No.
Again, I go back to the internal clock that's going on in Cam Ward's head. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I need to get rid of the football. And I think that was engraved so much into Cam Ward last year with Brian Daboll. I'm sorry, not Brian Daboll, Brian Callahan, excuse me.
Yeah.
That it's just, you kind of have to relearn a few things here and there. I think you can kind of not get rid of it, but don't let that be the front focus in your development.
Well, I'm good for having Cam the whole year.
Yeah,
I think he needs to start all 17 games. Then at the end of this year, we could see, all right, is he the guy? The 3 to 4 year window now is done. It's 2 years, and that's it. So I'm all about it. I think he's much better than Mitch Trubisky. But listen, you got the number 1 pick in the draft, and you got the number 2 pick in the draft of 2017 or 18, whenever he came out. At quarterback, something's got to work there. But I'm all about giving Cam this year. Let him do it. Let him go. And it all comes down to that Jets game. If he plays remarkably well, that's Jets game, then all this is nonsense. But right now, I got to see that. But I'm all aboard. Give him 17 games.
Yeah, I hope the off-the-script plays for Cam Ward do not, I'd say, overtake the actual scripted plays where he has to kind of roll out of the pocket. Hopefully that doesn't overtake his. I mean, he has natural ability. We get all that. And back to Terry's point earlier when he was on with this, and I mentioned it to him, he sets up the throw like he's a shortstop playing baseball in the middle infield.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
Firing that ball in there.
Set your feet and toss the football. Like it's not that hard.
It's not. And I think there's a lot of correlation between Robert Saleh and Clark Lee about starting a quarterback. It's like, look, Jared Curtis isn't ready. We're starting Blaise Burrow. Fantastic. Maybe Jared will get there. Hope he does. But I'm going to go with the quarterback and win me game number 1. Saleh that's big of a PR move if you bench Cam. I mean, what is that?
I mean, it kind of goes back to when Marcus and Ryan Tannehill kind of overlapped. That was in Denver, if I'm not mistaken, right? That game?
It was the worst football games. Marcus Mariota put on one of the worst football games as a quarterback I had ever seen in my life.
Didn't he throw that interception that was like 2 feet away in that game?
Well,
right?
then he threw a screen pass to Derrick Henry that I think hit Golden, Colorado. I mean, it was so far for Derrick Henry. It was like this, and they made the decision, Tannehill, and then they rolled after that.
Then they never looked back. That's when the play action was so successful.
But then you had 15, 16, 17, 18. It was 4.5 years of Mariota had time to prove himself. And there were flashes. He was great.
And I think the knack that we kind of had against Marcus was that you had like 3-4 different coordinators. You had Matt LaFleur,
You had
Arthur Smith. I'm trying to think of the coordinator. Robisky, yep. That was before LaFleur, correct?
That was. And you had Jason Michaels. You had Ken Wisenhunt. He had like 5 or 6
in
his career.
Out of the 4.5 seasons, 4.5 years, 5 or 6 coordinators that are talking in a year, not even including quarterback coaches.
Right.
So that to me, going back to Cam Ward in this case, that's why I think it's going to be beneficial for him to get it from one mouth, and that's Brian Daboll. Last year we saw with Cam Ward, it was Nick Holtz, whatever option that was.
Where's that guy? Where did he land?
I think he's at Starbucks. I think he's taking over.
Well, his description he gave me was Starbucks that day.
But Brian Callahan, Mike McCoy, Bo Hardigree.
That's 4.
And was there anybody else last year that
was it? Yeah.
But that was the 11 p.m. group text that Cam's getting at night. Like, hey man, did you watch film today? Hey, by the way, there's this one play that you rolled out on. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Coach, I'm just trying to sleep.
Well, you look at Cam Ward now, but as far as coordinators, he's on his 3rd.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Callahan, Hardigree? Now you got Brian Daboll as his 3rd quarterback?
Hardigree was the interim. That's right. Yeah.
So he's had 3 coordinators. And look, I've watched a lot of Cam Ward in college. And go back and watch that Miami Cal game, him versus Fernando Mendoza, when Miami's down like 4 touchdowns and he rallies them. I think Cam Daboll's got to tell Cam Ward, stop doing it by yourself. You have help now. You got a tight end coming to his zone. You got a couple good receivers. You got a running back you can dump the pass off on. There's a lot of things you don't have to do now because you're not the guy. I mean, you're the guy, but you don't have to be the guy to do this. And that's all you got to know. But I think he needs to teach like, Cam, you got help, buddy. You got help now. You're good. You don't have to be, Tom Cruise and Maverick. You don't have to do it all by yourself.
Yeah, like Chase said the other day, you don't have to wear the cape every play, man. You don't. And like to the text line, this is kind of funny. Justin Greenbrier says, Cam's internal voice probably sounds like a scared squirrel trying to decide whether to run across the road or not.
That's a good – I hate to laugh at that, but he's right because we look like – I think he reads his first option and realizes, I'm going to get sacked.
Yeah.
I got to go. And that's tough. Tim Hasselbeck – go back and listen to Tim Hasselbeck yesterday. Was quarterback 101 class, was how to do things, how to read things, how the psychology of things. It was just a great segment with Tim breaking down what Cam Ward needs to do.
Yeah, it really was. And there's a lot to be optimistic about this upcoming Titan season after hearing Tim, because the one question I asked him about Cornell Tate, nothing to worry about. Because I was somewhat kind of worried because not a lot of targets to him in San Francisco, not a lot of targets to him in the Seattle game.
Right.
But it's just the base, information, which is fine. Don't want to tell too much
because,
that's something else Daboll mentioned in his introductory press conference of disguising the offense. So if, keep the good plays for the regular season, I'm all right with that.
I like it. All right, we'll take another break. Come back with much more. Weigh in 615-737-1025. It's also National Dog Day. We had on earlier, and you'll bring it up at the end of the show. But if you want to do a shout out to your dog, let us know. Your dog, man, this sounds good. Like I went walking today and I ran into a pit bull named Jack Jack was adopted, was homeless, and a little black pitty. Man, I headlocks with him, rolling around the grass with him. And I looked up at his owners kind of like, what is going on here? I was like, I'm having the best time with your dog, man. Thanks. And then I walked off.
Pit
anyway,
bulls are the best.
Shout out to your puppy dog, man. I want to hear it. 615-737-1025. Jason Big Joe Show, 1025 The Game. There we go. Thank you, Brando. Recorded off Brando's phone, recorded off Dr. Crane's phone, recorded off Parker Kelly's phone.
Came from the tape recorder archives.
Down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not interrupting that. As well, I mean, just the tributes for her. I mean, I told you I watched the CBS Evening News last night. The first, I think it was 12 or 14 minutes was dedicated to Dolly. I'm like, the whole show dedicate to her.
But you know what? In that rendition of Rocky Top, which if you listen to that, the way she was just having fun with the song,
right?
Being able to just get back on track. I mean, that's life in general. You can have fun with whatever you want to do in life, but stay to the ultimate goal. And she did that perfectly.
Tell me she's not the American dream.
100% she is.
I mean, because I said in my story earlier today was that how many people, and I read this, like, told her, no, don't go to Nashville because you're a dumb little redneck hillbilly girl who's never going to amount to anything. Just stay up there. And she said, you can go to hell. I'm going to go to Nashville. I'm not listening to anybody. I'm going to trust God and believe in myself, and I'm going to be a success. She got off the couch. I mean, it is one of the greatest stories that I think that we don't talk about enough. I mean, we love that woman, but her story of not quitting and going forward and not listening to you, she never quit. It's a great story.
Isn't it amazing when you put, and I'm not trying to turn this into a religious segment at all, but
I don't care.
It's crazy when you put God first in your life.
True.
And look what happens. The beacon of light shines on you and you preach his word.
Yeah.
And you preach everything about what is in the Bible and what he wants everybody to do.
Being a good person.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the whole thing about don't quit. I don't care where your political whatever your ideas lie, but a lot of the successful people in our world, and you know, and Trump's in this, and a lot of other billionaires and millionaires and self-appointed people have made stuff. They never quit. They were knocked down. They never quit. These people never quit, and it's all around. I mean, the lady who invented Spanx was told that's the stupidest idea ever, and she's worth billions. Do you know why? Because she never quit. Dolly Parton never quit working and striving to be who she wanted to be.
And I thought it was so fitting. I think it was back in May or March or one of those months when Dolly, you know, was kind of admitting she had some health issues going on.
Right.
And she phrased it as a car, as the engine, you know, it has some old pistons in it, needs a little bit of a tune up. I think it's just so fitting because, again, to your point, that's kind of how you perceive life in a roundabout way. Yeah. You're a car that is slowly dwindling down. It just needs to be brought back into, you know, the automotive shop and just a fine tune up.
I tell, you know, if you're an artist, you've got an art gallery and 4 people show up, okay, don't go. If you're doing a open mic night and 3 people, keep going. If that's your dream, keep going.
It's like that scene in The Office when Pam, you know, puts that beautiful picture of I guess the Scranton branch's office picture, and it's a watercolor. Only person to show up was Michael.
Yeah.
And he buys it. He goes, how much?
That's right.
She goes, what are you talking about? I want to buy this for The Office.
You remember what Dwight Schrute said about that painting?
No, I didn't.
No shadows.
That's right. He's like, what? Where's everybody in the windows?
Shadows are falling the wrong. There's no shadows there. I mean, he was just, but that's an example of people are going to put you down and never amount to anything.
And she kept going with her artwork.
She kept going with the Pam, right?
Yeah, Pam.
But I just
same thing for Dolly.
Just kept going. I mean, how many people told her? I'm fascinated by how many people told her no. Like, just write it down. Another one added to the book. Another one added to the book, and go on. So, it's kind of like Rocky, like that movie coming out in November called "I Play Rocky" about Stallone and the Rocky movie, and they're like, "Hey, you're not going to do this. We're gonna." He's like, "No, I play Rocky." They're like, "Yeah, you're not." And what is the guy? It's Matt Dillon played his manager. Like, you talk like you got rocks in your mouth and you look dumb and all that. You're not going to play that. And what did he do, man? And isn't it ironic that Stallone and Dolly did a movie together called Rhinestone, which wasn't very good, but it doesn't matter.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad movie, but it was, you know, it's goofy and it's what it was, man. But still, it was 2 people who never quit. Yeah. So the message today is never quit at anything. And use Dolly. That's the great American dream story, what she did.
I think that gets lost too much as the American dream. Bring it back to light. And I think Dolly has done that with her legacy for sure.
Yeah, right. Comes and becomes a massive global star. And I don't think it's even about the money. It's about telling people I'm going to make it. And she did. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot to be taken away from her story.
There's an acronym I live by, and I mentioned it to you before off the air. It's JOY. It's joy, right? The acronym stands for Jesus, others, and then you. Put everybody else in front of you. Jesus, obviously, like I said, God is the beacon of light. Put him first. Others, live out the word, and then treat yourself.
Amen. You're more than just a cafeteria Catholic, right?
I paid attention.
I don't know what that means. Somebody told me that a few weeks ago.
Cafeteria Catholic?
And I told you, I was like, you're a cat.
What that means, you just pray for your meal, and that's it. That's all you do.
Is that what that is?
Basically, that's kind of what I got out of that.
Okay. I don't know. I'm the back row Baptist.
Cafeteria Catholic.
Sit in the back row. I mean, if you go to when I go to church, if you meet everybody in the back, sit in the front, place will look packed. But I can't find a spot. There's open seats the first 5 rows. But on the back row, I've got to move people to the side, like scoot over so I can sit in the back row.
I've heard of a communion Catholic, and you know what those are? Those are people that go to church, they get communion, and they leave right after.
Okay.
Basically, well,
no, watch out now. Uh-oh.
Easy now. You got to listen to what the priest has to preach afterwards.
What do we call Chase? He's a meddling Methodist.
Yeah, like the meddling Methodist. You're the back row Baptist.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the cafeteria Catholic.
That's what we are for all that. But still, I mean, it's under the same, right? Same boss, right? Is that what we got?
Yeah.
I think so. That happens.
Well, part of the same tree, just on a different branch.
And now we got football starting.
Yes. And football is the same tree, just a different branch.
Football starting, something to feel good about, happy about. With high school football last week, we got college starting tomorrow. Austin Peay's playing tomorrow night. The next week we get into it with Vandy, Austin Peay, Tennessee Furman, MTSU, Murray State.
Memphis plays Saturday night.
At
UNLV.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And
man,
Memphis has not named a starting quarterback yet.
Oh, okay.
We're deep into the week.
Now, back in high school, I went on a recruiting visit to Memphis State.
Oh.
And I I had full-fledged, I broke out in hives in a recruiting meeting. True story. And my brother was with me. My mom was with me. And I broke out in hives all over the left side of my body. And I had mono. And I lost 50 pounds in about 2 weeks before the senior year of my high school football.
That offer was rescinded.
I heard back from the coach mid-season at Memphis State who asked me how I was doing. I said, I'm doing, he called me because nobody emailed back then. So I'm doing well. He's like, I'm keeping an eye on you at junior college, keep doing well. And then he left to go to West Virginia. We'll bring you up. And then it just never got the offer. It's all right though.
Still got the Jimmy Johnson offer though.
Got the Jimmy. I wasn't an offer. I got many letters from Jimmy.
Yeah,
you've seen it.
I have. That's pretty cool.
So it's not a lie.
Frame that bad boy.
It is framed, right? It's so cool. Enough about me. No, keep going on. No, we'll do all that. All right, we'll take another break. We'll come back. We're finally on time for our breaks, Brando. We appreciate you. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show brought to you by the Omni National Hotel. Hey, by the way, Friday night, Brando's a part of it. And Mr. Speaker Connor Newt, the Game Blitz is back. Brought to you by Southeast Financial Credit Union at southeastfinancial.org. If you are looking for a loan for your young ones, for your kids who are going out there and you're unsure where to go, try Southeast Financial Credit Union, southeastfinancial.org. On your financial journey with you every step of the way. Apply for a loan today. Get that loan going. They'll help you get everything going. They're just simply the best. That's Southeast Financial Credit Union, southeastfinancial.org. Back with more after this. Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show right here, 102.5 The Game. Dr. Crane in studio. Chase off today. Brando behind the board. Fun show today. It's funny. Our biggest reaction, we've talked a lot of stuff today in sports. Our biggest reaction is when I asked Dr. Crane if he took a sex education class at Ryan, and then all your buddies have weighed in. My friends have weighed in about McGavick, and it's just
everybody's just just glowing remarks about Miss Hoots. I mean, she was a great teacher. I mean, everything was explained thoroughly. So thank you.
That's awesome. We are your show. We're just a couple of boneheads sitting at the bar, and everybody walks in. We're talking. We have no agenda. We have no.
Next line, Justin and Greenbrier, going back to your Stallone and Dolly Parton movie, talking about the Don't Hate on Rhinestone. It was a classic movie. My sister and I still quote this movie to each other every day.
Justin, I love you, but that's a really bad movie. They did the world premiere at the Opry House, and it was the summer of '84. We all went over there and yelled at Stallone. He got out of the car. We were like, "Yo, Rocky!" And he's like, "Yo!" back to us, and went in, and I was like, God, he's really kind of short, a small guy. But it was still Stallone, and then Dolly shows up, and she was beautiful and everything, so it was really cool.
Yeah, Joel on the text line says 50 pounds. Big Joe went from offensive lineman to cornerback in one offseason.
I did. I spent I was in Donaldson Hospital for 7 days. I was that sick. I spent 7 days in there.
Oh, my goodness.
7 days. The best part of that, though, was my father, who hadn't talked to him forever, shows up drunk in the hospital. That was the best part. Asking me what's wrong. Then he falls asleep in the chair, and then he leaves while I'm sleeping. I was like, all right, man. Anyway, that's a whole nother show that goes on. But I was there. I'll never forget, they had to keep cutting my shirt. I kept sweating so much, and they kept pumping me in fluids, and I went through like 9 shirts when I was there. And it was, if you ever have mono, man, it's the worst. It was awful.
Yeah, there was a kid I went to grade school with who had mono. And we were like, "Oh, you can't touch him." I was like, "What happened? If he falls over, he could die." I was like, "What?"
Huh?
Apparently,
I didn't have that mono.
I don't know. It was something.
Sometimes I wish I would have, but I didn't have that kind of mono.
Maybe it was a joke. It had to have been.
So, yeah, I lost 50 pounds. I mean, I couldn't do anything. And then football started, back then football started August 1st, and I showed up. And so it took me like, geez, first game we played, then I broke my ankle on down the line. So, anyway, I mean, I hate football, but I love football, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, football helps shape you into the grown man you are today.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that happened for me.
But it'll crush you.
Yeah.
I mean, so it'll, we talk to Tim and Chris Sanders comes on. We talk about all that it does for you and just rips you apart, man. But again, I'm telling you, there's, and we've talked a lot about Cam Ward and that offense. There's got to be no feeling like scoring a touchdown in front of 80,000 people. I mean, It's just got to be an amazing feeling.
But again, that's what a childhood dream is to make it to the NFL and enjoy that moment, that 80,000 scoring in front of 80,000 moment. But, obviously you're going to have to wait for that with the Titans because,
right?
They're struggle bussing, but it's all right. I mean, the 2-0 record in preseason doesn't reflect on how they're playing, to be fair.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry.
Let me get rid of the preseason.
Yeah.
Right? I saw Ruben Bain got injured today in practice.
No.
Yeah. Strained his ACL.
Strain, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then somebody for the Giants is out for the season with a torn ACL.
Yeah, there's a lot of ACL injuries going on.
What's going on with this?
I don't know. And this is all happening, I think, on practice fields, which is natural grass. So I don't know if there's some off-season training that's not going through well. I don't know.
There's a lot. But I don't remember if there was a lot last year or was there a lot the year before. I don't remember.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers. But I don't know if you saw this. You mentioned Ruben Bain just a second ago. Have you seen his face mask?
No.
It looks like Bane's mask from
Yes.
Batman.
Does it?
It's pretty cool.
I want to do something with that, a segment one day, because all the face masks now in the NFL, I know this means nothing, are terrible.
Yeah.
Give me the Dan Marino cage. Give me the Alan Page face masks from the Vikings in the 60s and 70s. Give me the Too Tall Jones face mask, the big cage. Give me the Howie Long. I want those back. Now they're awful. And I get because they're trying to get the helmet, the safety of the helmets, and there's not a lot of space for the face mask. But I need to see Ruben Bain's helmet. By the way, there's a great tweet that came out about Ruben Bain. Said he played the game the other night. No flashy tape, no jewelry, just straight up Jersey and wreaked havoc the other night on the field. And I was like, I wish Reuben Bain was here in Nashville. I know Colonel Tate will be fine, but man, if there's somehow I could have got Reuben Bain on this team, and maybe Kedrick Falk will be that guy. Who knows?
You hope so. I mean, because Reuben Bain is looking pretty darn good in Tampa Bay. I mean, let's be fair.
I mean, just watch them. And they're playing the Chiefs #1s the other night.
I don't care about the short arms, whatever. He's a grown human being that knows how to play.
He's
football.
not a damn T-Rex.
No, he's not. I love how that's everybody categorized him throughout the draft. Like, oh, short arms.
Yeah.
Enough.
All the stupidity.
Yes. If you can play football and you can go after the quarterback, you're a good football player.
Jerry Rice ran a 4.65 at his pro day.
Really?
I think it was like a cow pasture. I remember Floyd Reese talking about that. Other people talking about it. Like,
really?
Went down to Mississippi Valley State and ran it, and like they had cleared it off. So if you could play football, you play football. And they'll find you, and you could play football. Stop with all that. Stop with the Mike Mamula who goes to the combine and he can do everything perfectly. Okay, has a nice, decent career, but nothing great. John Ross, the receiver for Washington, ran a 4.25. We got to get him on here. That he's not. Stop doing the intangibles. Can you beat my ass? Can you get to the quarterback? Can you be a good teammate? It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed about football in 80 years. Nothing's changed.
It's X's and O's, goal line to goal line. Nothing's different. And also, go ahead. You're pointing. Go ahead.
I said football. I've told you it comes down to two things: blocking and tackling. That's it. I had a long conversation with Monty Kiffin one day about that because 2009, Monty Kiffin, they did this. They came to town, and he was a defensive coordinator for the Vols. And I said, do you still subscribe to blocking tackle? He's like, where'd you get that? And I'm like, what's Bear Bryant said? I've always believed in that. So we had like a 30-minute conversation with me and Monty Kiffin talking about football. And I was like, man, this is great. Your son's a jackass. You rest in peace. You're a good man, but it was fun talking football with Monty Kiffin.
Two things out of that. One, I was going to mention, you mentioned the helmets earlier.
Yeah.
You think we'll ever see a punter kicker with the helmet like Gary Anderson?
I wish.
Just the one bar.
Single bar, right? I wish so much.
I mean, the kickers and punters, they need to grab some attraction to the position. Might as well bring it back.
Single bar. And what was we had a discussion one day, I think Pete Weber, about the last hockey player that didn't have to wear a helmet because he was grandfathered in.
That's right.
I mean, that's just kind of cool. I mean, God, what a badass. Sorry, Dad, not wearing a helmet like that. But the one bar, like Joe Theismann running one bar, had a single bar. I always wanted to punch him in the face, right? With the one bar.
Yeah.
So you need to be wearing a full face mask, not the one bar. No, we'll never see that again.
Now, number two, obviously Monty Kiffin has passed.
Right.
What do you think he would say now to the current state, not only of college football, but the way his son is handling the situation?
Dr. Crane, blood is thicker than water.
Okay.
Why is Peyton Manning rooting for Arch Manning when Texas goes to Tennessee?
It's true. That's very true.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
I know it's probably an easy question to ask, and you obviously just gave the right answer, but I just thought it'd be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, sure. It's all changed. I mean, it's just, again, I'm glad when games start, we go back talking about like the Memphis UNLV game. I know we got Titans Bears Saturday at 5:00. After that, I'll roll right into Memphis and UNLV. I mean, it's fun. We got Austin Peay tomorrow night. So it's great. We got high school football Friday night. It's here.
Yep. And Harold Henry just want to make sure he knows how you got that 50 pounds back. He said, I can honestly say, Joe, getting those 50 pounds back at the Sammy Hagar concert, eating cookies.
Well, he's not wrong about that.
He's not. It's the 8083 says a cafeteria Catholic is a Catholic that picks and chooses what they want to believe in. Okay. Interesting.
I like
going to the
you're
cafeteria.
not that.
I'm not. No, definitely not that. But good to know. I thought it was more of just like, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving type thing. But
okay.
Matt in Nashville goes. There's a lot of text from Matt in Nashville.
Matt, are you working today? What's going on?
He's talking about the seed oils with Robert Saleh.
Lord.
Yeah. Let's see. Gunner on the text line says, I want that Gary Anderson face mask back as well. The single bar. I mean, yeah. I mean, would you not want to have a single bar face mask if you're a kicker?
Why not? You'd get endorsements. You'd be seen everywhere. I think it'd be the best.
Yeah. Let's see here. A Tampa Bay Bucks fan here. 8720 says, big Bucks fan here. Reuben Bain's injury is a AC sprain. He's expected to be ready week 1. So there you go.
Good. All right.
Here's your update.
Good.
Chad says, Lane was awful while Monty was alive, and God rest his soul. Didn't say much then, so Joe is right on that part.
It's his son, right?
Yeah.
I'll never forget, we got video when Kiffin left middle of the night, and the next day Monty Kiffin was moving out of Knoxville, and people knew Monty was leaving, and there was an over, and like you could look down on the parking deck, and then Monty was leaving, and they were like, "You raised a terrible son. Your son's the worst. Do better as a dad." And he's just waving at him, like, "I'm going to USC. Y'all take care. By the way, we're going to derail this football program for years to come." So that's why when Pruitt left in 20 and all these a lot of Tennessee fans like, bring Kiffin back. No, that guy would have put your program in the death penalty had he given the opportunity. Was terrible in Knoxville. You don't want him back. I'll take Heupel over Lane Kiffin all day, every day.
I'd agree to that.
You better.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. I mean, we all were big Heupel fans. The way he came in with that explosive offense in 22, it's kind of been figured out a little bit. But, we'll see what happens with Faison Brandon. Maybe it gets rekindled this year.
There we go. I'm a big Heupel guy, and I'll take him over Lane Kiffin any day of the week.
You're
any
right.
day. What's next, pal?
I was about to ask you the same thing. I think it is what day is it in celebrity birthdays?
America's favorite segment.
On a little bit of a cloudy, thunderstormy day. That's all right. We're here to lighten up the day for you.
Good job, buddy.
All right. We'll see you on the other side right here on the Jason McJoe Show, 102.5 The Game.
All right, welcome into the final segment of the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game, brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel. A lot of fun today. Again, you guys on the text line and girls on the text line, you guys make this show go. We appreciate you all so much for sticking with us, man. You never know where we're going to go during the show, and sometimes we don't either, and that makes the fun of the show happening. So good times all around. You're getting a lot of Father Ryan love today, buddy.
Look, we're not a dying breed, but we are a community that stays under the radar. And when something pops up on the radar, we know. We
Who
show
knew
up.
The asking about sex education would cause so many people to reach out to Dr. Crane today?
It was a popular class, man. I don't
Most
know why.
influential teacher for you ever.
For me, I would have to go with Pat Simpson. He's the wrestling coach. He's actually in a lot of Hall of Fames here in the state, and goes down as one of the best wrestling coaches in high school athletics in general.
Why is he the best?
Well, I'm not trying to get too personal, but when my grandfather passed away, I was contemplating on not playing football, not playing sports, and just calling it quits.
Right.
I was in such a depressive just lull, and he helped me get out of that and said, just stick it out, man.
It's a good man right there.
Stick it out. And because he said, if you quit, guess what's going to happen? You're going to go into an even deeper lull.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are your brothers. They're here to help you out for that. And he was so just kind about it. So, yeah, I thank Coach Simpson for that. Pat Simpson, he holds a very special place in my heart. So thank you.
Is he still with us?
He is.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
I think he still
Good.
teaches at Father Ryan. And they named the wrestling facility after him. I mean, Pat Simpson is – I hate to use the acronym GOAT, but he is the GOAT.
I like it, buddy.
He was
All
the
right.
inside linebackers coach for a little bit. Not anymore. Now he's all wrestling, all day, every day.
All wrestling all day. All right.
If you want to win a high school ring, Pat Simpson in wrestling. Father
Okay.
Ryan.
All right. Maybe I knew.
Shameless plug. Sorry.
That's okay, buddy. All right, Brando, you ready? Hit it, buddy. Time for what day is it? Somebody's birthdays. Dr. Crane, take it away.
You got it. Thanks, man. Make your own luck day is today.
Every day.
Musical yoga day. Okay.
Yoga?
Yeah.
I ain't touched my toes.
That's what she said. National Dog Day is today. Let's see. National Toilet Paper Day. National Web Mistress Day is today. I don't know about that one. Willing to Lend a Hand Wednesday. Didn't know that was a thing, but that's awesome. Women's Equality Day is today. National McChicken Day is today.
Yummy.
Delicious. Let's see. National Cherry Popsicle Day is today. Okay. And last on the list, National Got Checked Day. So shout out to the people that got checked today over at, I guess, the doctor's office. So glad we're doing well.
Not like a forecheck, like into the wall?
No, not the hockey version of that. It says National Got Checked.
Okay.
Day. So
Done it.
there you
All
go.
right. Brando, you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Brando is our part-time, full-time guy when Chase is out. So to play this. All right. Celebrity birthdays. Here we go. Brando, you going first. How old is former Major League Baseball player Chad Kruger?
69.
60.
62. Dr. Crane's on the board. 1-0. Dr. Crane, how old is former, I think he was Derek Mason's teammate for a 1 year, 2 year, former Tennessee running back, Super Bowl running back, Jamal Lewis?
48.
55.
47. Dr. Crane up 2-0. Brando, he went to Blackman High School, won a Cy Young and a World Series. Vandy boy, David Price.
Oh, David Price, 36.
38.
41. God, he's 41. Good Lord. Dr. Crane, how old is the very funny Melissa McCarthy?
56.
57.
56 exactly. 4-0. Brando, Chris Pine, the actor, Chris Pine. He played Star Trek. What's the Shatner, right? No.
What, William
Kirk.
Shatner?
He played Admiral Kirk in the Star Trek movie. There we go.
Let's go 78.
80.
46. Good Lord, y'all. Dr. Crane, how old is Macaulay Culkin?
38.
41.
46. Brando, how old is comedian John Mulaney?
49.
50.
44. Good times on that one. Dr. Crane, how old is Valerie Simpson of Ashford and Simpson? The great song, Like a Rock.
71.
62.
81. Well done there. Brando, how old is 60 Minutes correspondent Bill Whitaker?
65.
68.
75. Dr. Crane, how old is band leader Branford Marsalis?
80.
84.
66. Good Lord. Brando, how old is actor Chris Burke of the show Life Goes On? Life Goes On.
72.
74.
61. You guys are terrible. Dr. Crane, how old is Latin pop singer Talia?
40.
26.
55. Brando, how old is singer Tyler Connolly of Theory of a Dead Man? Never heard of this band in my life.
Me either. 38.
44.
51. Woo. Dr. Crane. Oh, yeah. The worst band that's ever existed. How old is singer Brian Kelly of Florida Georgia Line?
Really? They're back together, by the way.
I know. And they're still the worst band.
42.
51.
41. Brando's up 5-0. I'm sorry. Dr. Crane is. Let's see here. Brando, give you one. Singer, actor, Cassie. How old is Cassie?
53.
44.
God, you're so close, Brando. One more. Actor, Dr. Crane. Let's go with actor Evan Ross was in The Hunger Games and Mockingjay. Maybe that's the same movie.
38.
47.
38 exactly. He wins 7-0. Well done on that.
There's like a trilogy of that. It's like Hunger Games. It's what Mockingjay, and then there's another one, right? The Hunger Games series.
Nobody's watching little silly movies.
I was never a big Hunger Games guy, so I couldn't tell you.
Well,
I have Hunger Pains, but I was not part of that.
We get that. We know what that's from.
That's rude.
Cookies from Sammy Hagar.
It's
concert.
also Mother Teresa's birthday
God bless her.
and Prince Albert.
Oh,
Prince Albert. Yeah, Prince Albert, husband of Queen Victoria.
wow.
Prince Albert.
Hmm.
Did you ever prank call a kid back in the day? You didn't. You never prank called.
Ding dong ditch. That was a big thing.
Okay, we'd prank call and say, hey, he's like, yeah, Prince Albert in a can. They're like, yeah, we do. You're like, better let him out. He's smothering. And you hang. It's just so stupid, right?
bad.
And you wonder why I ended up here.
Same here, right? Come on now.
It's the same here. But yeah, Mother Teresa and Prince Albert. Today's their birthday.
God bless her.
What a great day for birthday. I'm sorry, but I can't deal with the birthdays if they're not good, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry about
It's
that.
all right. It's a part of the list.
Brandon, you got beat 7-0.
Yeah, rough day at the office for me, but I'll blame it on the rough birthdays.
That's okay.
There's always a reason.
But Brando, we're proud of you because you keep your headphones on during the show. So we're proud of you for doing
We try.
that.
We do what we can.
Oh my gosh. Do we have an out time?
You got about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
wrap
good.
it up here. Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Crane, thanks, buddy.
Thanks as well. Thank you, Chase McCabe, for letting me sit in these 2 days. Appreciate it, man.
We'll be at Omni Nashville Hotel tomorrow at Barline. Stop by and say hi. And then Friday at T-Line, the 15th anniversary of 102.5 The Game. Happy birthday. You know what? They can get a learner's permit, right? When you turn 15?
That's true. Yeah. Or
One
you
of-
get one of the hardships, right? What that's called.
I've had hardships my whole life. All right. Thank you, Brando, as always. Thank you. I'll see you Friday night for the Game Blitz. Appreciate you, buddy. All your hard work. Thank you so much for that. All right. That's for the show today. Listen, we lend the show every day about our message, and we talked about Dolly and don't quit. Believe in yourself. Talk to Jesus every day. Know how powerful you are. And listen, this is something that always sticks with me. It says, we criticize ourselves all the time, right? And it doesn't work. We criticize ourselves every day. It doesn't work. For once, for now, just to try approving of yourself and see what happens going forward. Talk nice to yourself because you are beautiful. You're wonderful. You've survived every bad day, right? Every bad day. Know that we love you. And more importantly, more than anything else you'll ever know, please know how much God truly loves you. DVD's next.